very impressive. Go to HarmonSolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it, they've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940. It's the Lund Mortgage.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month, and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. It's Phil. The fill-in. I almost said it again, didn't I?
That is ingrained in there hard, isn't it?
I'm looking right at you, and I say,
You know, we look exactly alike, so it's easy to mistake one another.
I sent Keon Rose a text message today saying, hey, I know how much you love the draft and doing mock drafts and stuff. And I said, April 24th, when we do a draft show, do you want to be on it? And I said, we could even do your mock draft earlier on the Blender. And he's not responding.
Radio silent.
I don't think I'm going to hear from him. I just thought it'd be fun, friendly kind of thing to do there. So I don't know. So hopefully the new guy that we bring in, we'll do a mock draft that we could mock, because we always like to mock drafts, because there's no point to them really. But still, hey, Phil, do you do a mock draft?
I do a mock draft, as in people mock me for my draft selections.
We mock you for more than just that, sometimes to your face.
That's true. That's true.
So actually, we got bigger fish to fry here. Ladies and gentlemen, today is an anniversary.
What?
Today is the 8th anniversary of the Fanatic.
Whoa. Well, hello there.
Yes.
Come on down, Fanatic.
February 13th, 2017. We flipped the switch, and the rest is history. That's right. 2017. And thank God the bastards who were here with us when we started are gone. That's these comments do not represent CRC Broadcasting Incorporated or Radio Ron Cohen, but they do represent me.
Yeah, well, interesting.
So that's eight years. 8 years of 1580 the Fanatic.
Wow, and we're still pumping strong on the flamethrower here. Yeah.
Just flew by, didn't they, Randy? They just flew by.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they flew by like many things that flew around the office. Yeah.
Well, far fewer things were actually thrown back in the day than you'd
Oh, yeah.
imagine.
Well,
Yeah, it was-
I mean, insults, things like that.
Oh, lots of
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Lots
oh,
of that.
Lots of insults. Yeah.
Sure. Dodger Danny says, I was there from the beginning and I'm still not gone. Well, I didn't mean you, Danny, but since you changed to Dodger Danny, you can just go rot in hell somewhere if you like. I just said that to a chaplain, by the way.
Yeah, by the way. Yeah.
Danny's like, no, I don't think I will. I don't think I will, Jeffrey. No. Big George I thought George would remember our anniversary, but he did not. His text was all about the Suns and ASU, which we're going to get to in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, it's fire everybody, right?
No, I don't see fire. The word fire in his text. So
Well, I'm sure it's not give everybody a bonus,
no, it's never that with George. But so today being the 8th anniversary of 1580 The Fanatic, but it's also not coincidentally World Radio Day.
No kidding.
Wow.
Big deal.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. The United Nations made it an official holiday back in 2012.
No
I'm not
kidding.
making that up.
right.
And listen, radio really did change the world. It was the original television.
Yeah.
It was the original, way to communicate, culture and thoughts and ideas and news across the, oceans as well as across the country. And so now it's still a big deal. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to satellite radio is going to kill radio. Nope, we're still here. Over 80% of Americans listen to radio every single week. That's a lot of
How
people.
about that?
Yeah.
And we don't even have a fireside.
Nope. The old days when they'd sit around the fireplace and the radio and they'd sit there and try to imagine what they were hearing. It was like,
Yeah.
I always just like, why don't you just turn the volume up? You can go to your room. Why we all had to gather in that living room, but I guess that's the way they used to do it, right?
Yeah, it feels like it would be detrimental to the health of the radio. Get all warm next to the fire,
Well, back in those days, you had the fireplace, but you had these giant tube radios,
right?
And they would put off a lot of heat. And those tubes were big, and they would put off
not
tons
just that,
of heat.
The radio is also encased in giant wooden furniture.
Oh yeah,
like an armoire kind of
that's
thing.
right. Yeah.
So if it's by the fireplace, as long as it's same thing with a chair, just don't put it in there and it won't catch fire. But I mean, so here we are all these years later. Now remember, the first commercial radio broadcast was over 100 years ago, November 2nd, 1920. And now there's over 15,000 radio stations in the United States alone. Still going. Poll a few years ago ranked radio as the 11th most important invention of all time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Top three. What do you think the top three are?
Well, sandwich or sliced bread, whichever you want first.
Well, sliced bread, made the sandwich even more special, but it's not in the top three.
Tire. Actually, I do think the tire would be.
No, it's not even. No,
I'd say let's say whiskey, radio, and shotguns.
No, all that sounds great to me, but not the top three.
Is it spear?
No.
That's
No,
shocking.
I feel like a gun would probably go further than a spear as far as invention
Yeah,
goes.
but if you're talking about the how things go,
I got a stick with a pointy part on it versus blam. I think the gun wins, man. Now, here's the top three vote getters: electricity, phones, vaccines. Now, I'm not talking about the people who are going to be anti-vaxxers on the COVID and, we need to jail Fauci. This is about polio vaccines. This is about malaria. This is about these diseases that just would tear through worse than COVID ever did and just devastate populations and people. So, that's one of the top three.
I remember the great outbreak of athlete's foot in the boys' locker room at Trevor G. Brown High School back in 1979.
And that's when John Madden invented tough actin tenactin because we didn't. Everyone's feet would be on fire.
Yeah, it was just now. I don't understand why those right there at that high school is where shower shoes were invented. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So the Model T that came out in 1908, but cars didn't get radios in them until the 1930s. First ones cost around $130, but if you take that 130 and you inflate it to today's money, that's $2,300 for a radio. That's more than that's like buying two iPhones and putting them up next to your head.
Yeah,
so you can listen to stereo.
But those things, man, they had that warm tube sound. Oh,
Yeah.
Glorious.
No, I remember that. It was a different kind of here.
Yeah.
Listen, back
Yeah.
then. And you know, I don't know if you know about radio. Do you know why stations sometimes start with a K, sometimes start with a W?
I do, but
Because
I-
if it's a oldies station where romance is involved, then they have a kiss in the front.
Mhm,
So that's the K for kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one? W.
Yeah.
I don't think it's appropriate. That's why
You
they
think
had
it's
to.
a kiss or wubba wubba?
Exactly.
You are incorrect. It's a military thing from the 1910s. Generally, stations west of the Mississippi would start with a K, and most stations in Canada, they start with a C, and then the other stations east of the Mississippi start with the W. And by the way, 1 in 5 people say listening to the radio is a top little thing that they look forward to, except for this show, I guess. Hearing your favorite song played on the radio ranked 5th on the list of nice things that could just happen on any given day.
Mm.
Hearing this show generally is followed by therapy.
yeah, I agree.
A poll found 9% of people wish we'd play more commercials, which is
What?
odd and also a little bit insulting.
All right.
Why would you want more commercials?
Well, again, think about the Super Bowl when Angel Soft only had that 30-second potty break. You know, people wanted more. They're like, you know,
I figure if you're in your car listening to this, you don't need a potty break.
hey, if you're on a long road trip, you got a water bottle, empty water bottle.
By the way, you know where the term broadcasting came from? Before you say it's about broads, stop.
It was a farming term, wasn't it?
You are correct. Well done,
Ooh,
Randy. Originally was a farming term. Broadcast seeding is when you scatter seeds in a wider pattern than normal. You're broadcasting the seeds.
Oh, I would have thought it would have been a fishing thing, like casting, you know, in a broad.
Broadly casting.
Yeah.
That's probably the most intelligent answer you've had so far today. Give yourself a little pat on the back.
Yes.
Around a third of dog owners have used the radio to keep their dog company when they're gone. You do that?
Yeah. My mom used to, when my dad was at work and I was at school, my mom went to work. She'd leave the radio on so the burglars wouldn't break in. They would think somebody was there.
My grandma loves to put on Fox News for my dog.
Yeah. And then you come home and your dog attacks you.
Exactly.
It's angry at you.
YouTube now has dog TV. Lots of squirrels. Lots of birds.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the problem. That is great entertainment for the dog, but Buddy, our dog, we have 2 dogs, Buddy and Bebo. Buddy sees a dog on TV and loses his effing mind because he thinks it's real. In fact, he'll even after a minute run back outside the doggy door to that other side of the house because he thinks they're on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
And he's barking, looking for them. So usually when we see a dog on TV, we're just hoping he doesn't notice. And he'll sit there and watch TV waiting for the dog. So, yeah, no, I don't appreciate that part. Bullseye says, interesting facts there, O'Brien. Explain to me, why are there stations starting with the letter K back east? I remember listening to KYW radio in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's well east of the Mississippi. I don't know. Maybe they were too dumb back then to figure that out, and they're like, it's KYW, and they're like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever.
Well,
wait, the Mississippi's over there. To hell with it.
Well, no, there's so many. I'm sure that it had to expand that interpretation, you know?
Maybe shut up. All right.
What a great answer.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And now a recent poll of more than 1,000 radio hosts have found the top reason that we do this is just because it's a whole lot of fun. Although 50% agreed with the statement, it's the only thing I know how to do
is to speak.
Or it's just, I don't know. This is easier than most other things, really. So there you go. Happy World Radio Day.
Yeah, indeed.
Any other questions? Yeah, no, shut up. Navy Brad says, happy anniversary to the blender. Where do we take the M&M packages? Oh, no, it's not the blenders.
Yeah, it's not the blenders.
No, it's the
not the
radio
blender.
station.
Blender's been
1580
around for
Fanatic.
what?
The
60
Fanatic,
years, 70 years? What are we talking at?
Good Lord. Blender was named the Daily Blender in 2006. Before it was a sports show, it was just an entertainment comedy show back in 2006. But really, the moment I cracked a mic trying to do serious actual talk radio, like we're talking conservative talk radio show host, and I got in there to do this, and like within a week, they're like, we like it when you say funny things better. And I was just like, to hell with it. We're just going to just do whatever I want. And that's what it's been. So yeah, it goes all the way back to November of 2001.
Okay.
That's how far back this nonsense goes.
Wow.
That's when I left music radio, Randy.
That's a long time ago.
I know. I'm very old. You are substantially older, though.
Well, not by much, but
just want to make sure everybody knows that. Ralph, also substantially older.
You're what? 52?
Eh?
You're 52? Yeah.
You're so sweet. I'm 54.
Oh, 54. Okay.
King Ken says stations in Mexico start with an X. I used to listen to Extra 690.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
They're also supposed to power down and not violate the treaty. But well, they don't. Oh, they violate all the time.
Yes, they do.
That's why if you're hearing
Extra 690.
No, you'll hear it sunset. That's when you hear the accordion music start, it's around daytime. I mean
he's 54, damn it.
Sundown.
Mm-hmm. Just a Tip says, I really dig Phil and his input. Am I the only one? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You and my girlfriend.
He doesn't want that kind of input. Bullseye says, was the original Daily Blender an NPR style show with boring international news and political talk? Glad you changed it to what it is today. A lot more interesting.
You know, what's funny about that is I actually was British back then and would speak with a British accent.
Yeah, but it wore off.
Did you enjoy NASCAR before then, or was it after?
Oh, I was I was very highfalutin. I was British. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
you used a bidet.
No. I started off because I'm just ready to do a real talk show, and my proudest moment was convincing a lesbian listener that she might be a Republican.
Did you take calls at that time?
Oh yeah, that was back in the day.
Calling all lesbians.
I was always a middle of the road guy, like I am today. I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm not Republican. I'm independent. And what I did, this gal called up. I was like, "Hey, we got this election," and just like, "Hey, you don't have to tell me, but if you want to, tell me who you're voting for." And this woman calls up and she says, "Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just going to vote Democrat because I'm a lesbian." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Do you care about kids? Yes. Do you care about the economy? Yes. Do you care about blah blah?" I listed off a bunch of stuff, and I said, "Well, maybe you might be Republican." And I wasn't trying to talk her into being that. I was trying to open her eyes to, don't just think one issue is what defines who you are as a voter. It's just maybe think about the bigger picture. It's not just that one thing.
Your lifestyle shouldn't play a factor in your voting.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Well, do you want to hear where I'm pierced?" I'm like, "Get off my phone. No. Ooh. I thought I was getting somewhere there. Roboto says, Jeffrey, did you get kicked out of music radio for saying booger live on the air? Sure, I said worse. And no, I did not get kicked out. Anyway, no. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Jeffrey's so close to being able to get out of that Queen Creek and move to Sun Lakes. Yeah, I am 1 year away from a certain neighborhood that is near me that I could just move into and nobody could see a damn thing. I just walk out, just strutting down that street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
55 plus mofos.
I've already passed that. I mean, I could do that.
What are the rules on that? Like, if I move in, does that mean my kids aren't allowed to come over?
I'm pretty sure it means no kids.
Kids
where
can't
the
live
rules kind of muddy is what if you have a substantially younger, partner? I don't know how that works.
You mean like Bill Belichick and his?
I was trying to do one day without Bill Belichick. Yes, absolutely.
Quiet Cannon says, it's a note that dogs and their owners look very much alike. That begs the question, does that pertain to you, Jeffrey and Randy? No, our dogs don't look anything like us. No,
I have 2 black dogs.
Yeah, and my dogs are very different. Kind of like Neapolitan ice cream. Raven Kid says, I actually appreciate Phil's input. He's really stepped up for when he used to be on the show. But what do I know? I used to be a big fan of the guy who killed horses, too. That's a good point. Fish Tank says, did you say east of the Mississippi is W?
Yeah.
Shouldn't west be W? You think it would be, but no.
No.
That's Listen,
because Mississippi, you turn it upside down. It's a W.
you want to dig up somebody's grandpa and kick his ass, go right ahead. I'm just telling you the facts. That's what I have. Just the facts, Fish Tank.
That was back in the day. That was on the third class radio license test. That's why I know that.
I came into radio just at the end of you having to get a license. And I was like, oh boy, I'm going to take a test. And they're like, no, just give us money. It's all it was a money grab.
You could back in the day, if you had your third class, you could be a technical operator, and you could also help a guy with a second or first class ticket work on the transmitter.
Can you imagine, Phil? They used to make you have to take a test to do what you're doing now.
Oh God, I would fail halfway through Sunday.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to find a replacement quick. Bat Flipper says, I thought you said backseat for number 3.
What?
Slim Pickens Hat says, gather in the parlor, everyone. We're listening to the radio. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Randy's dog name is Dog the Dark. What? No, it's Cecil
and Blue.
Blue is awesome. Cecil's awesome too. They're both, you got awesome dogs. Between my 2 dogs, I've got maybe one good dog.
No, I think both your dogs are cool.
I mean, they're cool, and then they're very annoying. You know what I'm saying? They go from cool to very annoying very quick.
I mean, Blue can be very annoying too, but he is growing up and he's being very well behaved lately.
We got to have a play date because then Buddy and Cecil, they'll have something to talk about. They're like, can you believe these young idiots? And then Bebo and Blue will be like, like the whole time.
That's probably true.
Bullseye says, Jeffrey, I think that lesbian listener was coming on to you. I assure you she wasn't.
Again, look at the subject line on that one.
Raven Kid says, so are we still looking for replacements?
Yes.
Yes, I think we're getting close. King Kitten says it started to lightly sprinkle up in Deer Valley, North Phoenix. Randy, what's the weather report? We gonna have real rain tonight?
Well, I can't do a weather. We're right up next.
The hell you can't. I give you full authorization invested by the World Radio Council to do the weather right now.
Yeah, all right. From the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White, 68 degrees under cloudy conditions right now in the valley. It's currently 78 degrees in Oahu, Hawaii.
What did I tell you about national? No, local only.
Going to be nearly a full moon tonight, 98% full illumination, 25-mile visibility. Humidity at 31%.
Tonight is the official full moon?
No, it's only 98%.
Look outside. When's the official? Is it tomorrow or is it yesterday?
It'll be tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Moonrise at 7:30. Sunrise tomorrow morning. I don't know. Geez. Is 68 degrees under cloudy conditions currently. From the 1580, the Fanatic Harman Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Coop.
You know, you can get through it better if you stop doing other places' weather, like I told you.
Excellent weather report, Randy. Excellent.
Nobody wants other places' weather.
Thank you, Phil. At least there's one person on this broadcast.
Nobody wants really other places' weather. Nowhere. Nobody. Phoenix only.
I don't think that's true. By the way, there is clouds building up to the north of us. And it's starting to roll down towards the city. They're calling for rain possibly tonight. And then tomorrow, a good chance of rain. It might rain all night long. From the Harman Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Coe.
You're taking advantage. You're taking advantage. That wasn't even breaking weather news.
It was breaking weather news. Yeah.
Hide your wife. It might get wet.
Well, if you're
why would I want to hide her?
Yeah. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We got tons of sports stuff to talk about. Yes, that's right. Tons of sports stuff. And I have I got a new sort of philosophy for sports here in the Valley of the Sun.
Nude philosophy?
Yes. We gonna get naked, not you.
Oh, it was a full moon report.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. You'll love the Renaissance. Visit now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
Saturday, GCU men's basketball is live from UT Arlington in Arlington, Texas. Tip time is 1 p.m. Saturday.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Larry Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So tonight we got Grand Canyon University taking on Tarleton State Texans. They should just be the Tarleton State Charlatans. I mean, that sounds better, don't you think?
Yeah, Tarleton Charlatans.
Charlatan.
How dare you, sir? You are a charlatan.
Well, I never. Well, maybe you should have.
Do I get credit for saying when ASU beats Texas Tech? Because last night, double overtime, that's as close as to a victory as you can get.
Yeah,
No,
but
they didn't win, so you get nothing.
We don't hand out
They were so
participation
close.
trophies here.
Phil's young. He
Double
is-
overtime.
He expects and demands his participation trophy.
I feel that chilly feeling when I'm around a snowflake again, but I don't think Phil is a snowflake.
You see, I can see my breath.
Yeah, see?
No, Phil. No. 2 overtimes. Here's the thing. Before we start, I'm going to tell you, Randy. You remember in the past? Remember when things didn't look great for, like, say, for the Diamondbacks, and I would always come in with positivity and a smile and say, you know what? You just take these games one game at a time, and you hope for the best, and you root for your team, and you never know. Maybe they'll win one for you. You know, just enjoy just having them. And I've gotten away from that, haven't I?
You have.
I have.
And I was thinking the same thing today. And I think we need to do that for our homeboys, the Phoenix Suns.
So I'm trying to be more like a kinder, gentler Jeffrey from the past.
Yes.
When it comes to talking about our teams in ASU, yes, Phil, you got to give them credit. They took Texas Tech to 2 overtimes. That is not a small feat. And Adam Miller and BJ Freeman, they played a hell of a game last night. And it's a shame in that second overtime they weren't able to get it done, but they had some opportunities. This is the way the game goes. They played them good. I mean, if you have a tie at the end of regulation, you've done something right. So this hopefully this is just a step forward for ASU to get some more wins. Listen, they're not going to a tournament. I'm not going to lie to you.
No.
Oh no.
But-
There's no chance.
Let's see some growth. Let's see some improvement. And that's all you need. So, we gave away tickets for the game on Saturday. That's going to be a fun game. And it's a good chance for a win for ASU. So you get to go out there and, just like I said, every game is its own story. Just go have a good time and support and enjoy your team. I wish I had a team supporting me right now. Nobody's talking. Okay.
Well, I thought you were talking to
I'm talking to
our friend
everybody.
Phil. Well, I will say it was a good effort by ASU. Clearly, they lost the game, but this was the number 12 Texas Tech team. They've been tough all season, and what do you got to do? I mean, Bobby Hurley is frustrated. Everybody on the team, I think, is frustrated, and the men's basketball team really needed this win, but they continue to struggle in clutch times. They continue to turn over the ball, which it just kills them, and it kills the Suns. This is the same thing that happens to Phoenix Suns. Bobby Hurley needs to work on the turnovers, and I think these guys, they might be playing too fast. Slow it down just a little bit. Don't try to do too much. so you don't have to, you don't dribble the ball away. Give it away to the other team. And I think that's probably one of the biggest daggers, for ASU from last night. That's one of the takeaways I had.
And I know it's so disappointing when with 10 seconds left you have a win. I mean, going into the second quarter alone, you had a lead, albeit a 1-point lead. But the fact that you made this competitive, you were on Texas Tech. All the pressure is mounting for you. You have a lead going in, 10 seconds left, and then your defense completely collapses, allowing a layup, allowing an offensive rebound, no less. It's so disappointing to see that you had it right in your grasp and you let it slip away. It's so frustrating. And then, of course, once you get to overtime, double overtime, then it's a different story. You're gassed. But
I mean, 10 seconds is an eternity in a basketball game.
Well, that's true. But again, you let up the one that's unforgivable is you let up the offensive rebound. If they make that other attempt with some time left to go, you're going to overtime, so be it. But
I feel like Jeffrey, the Sun Devils have a rough road to hoe the next couple of games because they've got TCU at home, and then they welcome in number 6 Houston. If they can steal one of these two games, that might brighten their spirits. Maybe take some of the big momentum into one of these two games or both games. If they could take both games, man, that might turn their entire season around. I mean, Houston is a machine. Those guys just continue to win. They continue to win big against other teams. They continue to win against the games they're supposed to win. And TCU, I'm glad they're not playing in Texas at TCU because that court is mystifying. It's dizzying.
I hate that.
My God! When you're dribbling the ball, I would get a vertigo so bad. I'd
be falling out of bounds.
Oh my God! I don't know how they do it. And I'm glad they're at home.
And I think what's also disappointing is that this is their first year in Big 12 conference play. And this is not the Pac-12. Pac-12 actually had a lot of great teams there basketball wise. And now some of them traveled with you, of course, Arizona being the other one there. But every once in a while, Cincinnati kind of comes in there. Houston, of course, is a big dog out here. Texas Tech has made some rumblings, of course, Kansas as well. But it's unfortunate that with the current Big 12 that you were hoping that you can make more headway into a softer conference, at least basketball wise. It's reversed to where the football team actually was the one that really took steps forward in a new conference. It's surprising, but Big 12, you were hoping that Arizona wouldn't be second to the bottom in conference play.
Easy. Arizona State.
You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Should just say Sun Devils.
Sun Devils. Amen.
Yeah, there you go.
You went there, Phil.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an ASU alumnus.
I
how dare you? I would
warn you.
No, how dare me? How dare you, sir? How dare you?
How dare I misstep you?
How dare you?
Oh my God, you stepped in it there, Phil.
It's an elephant poop.
Randy, we need to. You want to squint or glare?
I'd squint.
Okay, I'll glare.
It's unnerving how my innards are uncoiling.
Is your sphincter right now tight as it's ever been?
Tight sphincter, liquefied insides. We did our job.
Good job.
As tight as a jellyfish.
Hamilton Porter says overtime doesn't seem to be ASU sports' strong point.
No.
No. Don't bring that up. You're right. Kiss the Cook says ASU lost to Texas Tech. You know who beat Texas Tech recently, right? Your mom. Justin Tip says we don't know what's going on in the locker room. Wouldn't that be a coach negative?
Well, it might be. That might be something that we're looking at. I mean, there's been some rumblings. I mean, I was looking today, on Burn City Sports, and I was looking at some other places that carry ASU news, and they're all talking about Hurley might be on the hot seat. I mean, it might depend on how this season ends for ASU. They can show life at times, but last night again in the clutch, they turn the ball over, and you've got to place that squarely on Bobby Hurley's shoulders, don't you?
No, that's a good point. And listen, like we look at other teams and other situations, and the coach has got a lot of responsibility, even more so in college sports. I mean, he's telling them exactly what to do. And if you have ever seen Bobby Hurley in action, you best listen. And that means that he's a huge part of what's going on that court.
Well, maybe he needs to. Bobby Hurley, I'm sure, is one of those type A individuals. I say that because of the way he coaches during the games. I mean, we've all seen the passion of Bobby Hurley on the sidelines, walking back and forth. He's getting upset. He's yelling all the time. He's throwing out instructions.
Sorry. Wrong passion.
Hey, what the hell?
No,
Like that. More like that.
Not that. It wasn't. Nothing like that.
Well, I don't have a button sound bar like you do. I can't. I just.
It's not like. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. So
that was pretty good acting. I just made your knees weak.
I just
wish
that,
you did.
I just wish that this ASU team had some form of identity. They rank 10th within their own conference on offensive output. For defensively, they're even worse. They're ranked number 15 again within their own conference. At least when you look at like a Houston out over there in the same conference, they're ranked number 1 in defensive points allowed. Even though that they're middle of the pack offensively, at least they have an identity. At least they're a strong defensive minded team. Whereas Eric, same as can be said against those Wildcats up there. They're ranked number 1 in offense within the conference. I know.
He did it again.
No, I'm saying that they at least have an identity, and a lot of these other teams, they at least are strong on one side of the ball. What are the Arizona Sun Devils aren't even middling, like they're just lagging behind the entire conference.
3-10 in conference play, Jeffrey. 3-10.
I know it hurts. It hurts. And listen, like I said, each game, make it its own story. Hope for the best, but don't kid yourself. These guys aren't going to a tournament. They'll be lucky. Let me see here. Yeah, they'd be lucky to end up 500.
Maybe they'll be the next people in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I don't think they do bowls for basketball.
I remember. I remember Keon saying, "Why does ASU sports not have better programs than what they have?" And we saw the football team kind of rise to the occasion, going into Big 12 play, winning the Big 12. Going on to the playoffs and everything, and what a way to make an entrance into the Big 12 for ASU football. But basketball, I mean, this team is not up to par to a conference like Big 12, and I just wonder if there's. I said it a couple of days ago, maybe a week or so. Maybe a change is needed at head coach, and I hate to say that.
Might be getting there, yeah, but I doubt it. I doubt they will because he's too chummy with the athletic director now.
I don't know.
I will say this. We like you if we still say your name on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of guys. We're like, we're not saying his name. We're like, Keon said this the other day. Poor Phil's sitting there. A little tear goes out his eye. Keon. I don't want to be here. Lost Toby says, Phil sounds like he's got an ASU education. Yes, he does. He's very articulate and smart. Yeah. So you shut your face, Toby.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right, Toby.
You deduced that very well after I've said multiple times I'm an alumnus.
Just Tip says 3-10 says everything. Well, not everything, but some things.
Well, it does.
Hamilton Porter says, okay, let's play the game. Who are you getting if you fire him, huh? His brother?
Well, no, you're not going to get his brother. He's UConn's savior. I mean, the Lakers tried to get his brother, and he wouldn't take the Laker job. He wouldn't take the bait.
Brandy, this is ASU. He'd come.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't know who would you get? I mean, who would you bring in? What coaches would you bring in? Who's out there that you would want to have?
John Gruden.
Oh, well, that's one. I mean, you could probably
certainly have a fiery attitude.
You'd have a great quarterback.
No, wait, he's racist. You can't use him.
Okay, never mind.
I think that you don't even need to know the person. I mean, do we know who Kenny Dillingham was before he came here? I mean, we kind of knew of him from Arizona or from Oregon.
You're talking young blood, then. We need some young blood.
Get somebody who is at least going to bring some style, some identity to this program. Again, either whether that's in style of play, whether or not that's in we'll go one and dones, or we'll grow a program here. Whatever it is, maybe it's just simply funding. I don't know, or be able to swell up the donor base and be able to get a fund coming. Something like that, because right now Hurley, just all I hear is a lot of bark and no bite.
Well, I mean, Hurley might have expectations of this team performing like he would perform. You know what I mean? And maybe this team doesn't have that same sort of skill set. If we were,
well, that's a shortcoming then.
Certain set of skills. And if you hurt her, I will kill you. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby Hurley, he could be.
We need Liam Neeson to be coach of ASU.
We could get Liam Neeson. I mean, what are you talking about? Maybe Pat Kelsey from Louisville. Maybe Todd Golden from Florida. I mean, think about that. I don't know that he would leave an SEC team like Florida to come to ASU, but he's one of the hot topics out there.
Well, that's
Dennis Gates from Missouri.
That's the thing, Randy, is that you're probably not getting those guys. Who you're getting is the person underneath the guy at UConn. You're getting the guy underneath the guy in Louisville.
Big George says, get Amir Abdul Rahim from South Florida. He's a young rising star. Heck, I'd take the corpse of Bobby Knight at this point. Anybody be better than Bobby Hurley. Okay, slow down, George. At least we're finally at the point where you were at immediately. We're like, yeah, maybe it's time for a change, but take it easy. Bobby Hurley's not the worst coach on the planet. Randy's just talking about maybe it's just time to shake it up and get a change going. I mean, that doesn't listen. How many coaches got fired from a job, won a Super Bowl, and their team just needed a change? I'll tell you one: the Eagles. Remember? They let go of old Andy Reid, didn't they?
Right.
So it's just part of the thing. So if we do need to move on from Bobby Hurley, it doesn't mean Bobby Hurley stinks so bad, and all the stuff you say on the Twitters, man.
Hey, you want to go off the board and get a really good coach who I'd be willing to take a risk on? Why don't you go over to the Las Vegas Aces and take a chance on Becky Hammond?
You know what? I've been saying that for years. Becky Hammond should be a coach of an NBA
Dawn
team.
Staley over in South Carolina.
I mean, another good one.
I mean, NBA, but this is NCAA.
But Becky Hammond has experience with NBA players working on the staff with Pops. So she's done both. I believe she's in a good position to continue. I mean, Staley's just such a brilliant basketball mind. She could transcend.
Yes.
But I think, I don't know how many other women coach could do that as easily as those two.
Right. And who knows, like maybe you're looking at the next prodigy over there, but I think it's time especially if you're ASU right now, for all the quandaries and things that we can attribute to why ASU has not lived up to the potential that Arizona as a burgeoning market would usually allow it. Well, save all that to the side. Let's go on what's new and what's next. For some reason, those two particular coaches have not garnered enough potential or enough, chatter amongst NBA circles. Let's take care of that. Let's go.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly.
That would be interesting. Moldy Tuna Fish says, I, for one, would like to see Chris Gurlifson from San Francisco. Chris Gurlifson?
I'd have to look at his resume, but so far
it's not moist one, so I don't think he's just making up something filthy. Right? Rick Patino says 9 or 1680.
Oh gosh, get out of here.
Does ASU have a hooker fund? I don't know.
We have a lot of Italian restaurants.
Boomer Sooner says, good rainy day, Blender Nation. Does football training camp open next week? Wait, no, that's pitchers and catchers. Yeah. That's a whole different thing. And no, by the way, this is a UFL free zone. We will not be talking about the UFL. We're just not going to watch it. We're not going to talk about it. And if you text in about it, you will be ignored.
But what if Dwayne The Rock Johnson tells us to?
Ignored.
It's on block.
Just saying.
Ignored.
Moana 3, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Moana 3.
Ignored. Scratching Because says, if you have two dogs, usually one is the old soul, the other one's a total crackhead. You are not kidding.
That is true. That 100%
not kidding.
True. Yeah.
Bebo probably has a diploma from Arizona. Buddy is like Harvard. Mr. Roboto says, Randy White has the most satisfying laugh that I've ever heard of on the radio. Jeffrey, could you pour us all a drink for that while saying, now that's entertainment? I don't pour the drinks, Mr. Roboto. That's Randy.
We fully endorse that. Randy, you do have an iconic laugh.
Oh, well, thank you, Phil. Thank you.
People think you fake laugh for the show.
No, that's true. No, that's a genuine laugh right there.
I'd fire you if you fake laughed.
No, I don't fake anything. I don't fake anything. Nothing.
You sexy beast. Mr. Magnificent Mr. Mormon says, I, for one, appreciate the weather reports for Oahu. I'll be going there next week, so thank you, Randy. Hey, shut your face, Mr. Mormon. How's that?
Enjoy that trip. I wish I was going with you guys.
My wife is saying, we got to go to Hawaii.
Oh, my God. It was magical. I have a place for you guys. I have a place for you guys to stay. It's a resort, but it's magical.
That long ass plane ride, man.
But you know what? They have beverages on the plane, and if you fly Hawaiian Airlines, you get a free Mai Tai or another beverage before you land.
Take a nice Benadryl before you go.
And you just bam that down. And then you get off the plane. Oh, my God. And then it's beautiful.
I'll pregame this so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like the song "Wheel Me Through the Airport."
I had no problem with it, so it was great.
Yeah, I know it's time for a break. I know. You don't even have to say that in my ear. You know, if you ever get really desperate, you do this.
Yeah,
or you do like that.
And if he goes really long,
well, I hate that so much. Oh, if you do the Macarena, I'll just walk off the show. I'll just go downstairs and get a cookie. All right, let's take a break. We'll get back to the text line, and we got Sun stuff to talk about. We got NFL stuff to talk about. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We all know the Valentine's Day go-to gifts are flowers, chocolates, maybe even perfume. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a dozen roses, this Valentine's Day is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-418-3366 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-418-3366. 1-800-418-3366. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Make extra money daily from your sports betting? Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here. You know, I'm always about finding ways to take sports betting to the next level. And that's exactly why I'm pumped to tell you about Edge Boost, the financial platform that pays you cash back to wager. Edge Boost is an online bank account that pays you for every deposit. With the Edge Boost Visa debit card, you're getting up to 0.5% cash back on all of your sportsbook, daily fantasy site, and casino transactions. That's free money back in your pocket just for doing what you're already doing. It's a no-brainer. Plus, your Edge Boost debit card starts with a $250,000 daily limit, and it will never be declined for gambling activity. They've got built-in tools to help you stay responsible, and there's absolutely no hidden fees or minimum required balances. So stop leaving money on the table. Visit edgeboost.bet to learn more and sign up today. That's edgeboost.bet. Once again, edgeboost.bet.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Going to clean up the text line. We were talking about ASU taking Texas Tech to 2 overtimes, but finally falling to them. But hey, it was still a hell of a game by these guys. Big George, it'd be funny if ASU got Bryce Drew from GCU. I don't think that would happen. I think Bryce Drew is good and happy where he's at. Do you think he would walk on over to Tempe?
Well,
there?
I don't know that he would walk on over to Tempe. I don't know that would be a program he'd want to take over. I mean, he's built this program at GCU, and I feel like he would stay there. Now, if he was offered the, maybe the Kentucky job or Louisville or, one of those blue bloods, Duke, North Carolina, perhaps.
No, Bryce Drew is doing the Lord's work. Hamlin Porter says, at Michigan, we fired Juwan Howard after the worst season in school history. We hired Dusty May out of FAU and are now in first in the Big Ten and just beat number 7 Purdue.
They hired Dusty Rhodes because I don't remember anybody hiring me. Listen, I'm for hire. I'm a wrestling champion of the world. I'm a champion of the world, Daddy. Listen, when you called Dusty Rhodes,
nobody called you.
Things will happen. All right, Dusty Rhodes will be there.
Back to hell with you. All right, Dusty May. He said Dusty May. Kiss the Cook says, don't be angry, Jeffrey. ASU also lost to my Cats. Can't help that ASU basketball is low functioning. It's true. They are right now. They are. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Do you think they'll get another one and done in the tournament or?
Yeah.
Multi-Tuna Fish says, Drew Valentine from Loyola, Chicago is only 33 years old, and he's also a young up-and-coming coach. Okay. Bullseye says, I like when Jeffrey says satellites from space. That's my favorite line.
Somebody should get a tattoo. Get a tattoo of that and come into the blender for a free t-shirt.
Little satellite and says from
space. Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, overcast with showers in North Phoenix. Back to you, Randy. Well, Randy handles the weather, Boomer Sooner. You're going to piss him off with that. Moist one. What did he send me now? Why would you send me?
Is it the Geraldo Rivera shirtless in a bathtub?
Oh, it's worse. Why? Moist one. Why would you send me? I'm going to send this to Randy because he needs to share in this. Randy, text the text line so I can send this to you. I don't think Phil would understand it.
All right.
God.
You want me to text the text line, okay?
Yeah, so I can give this back to you. I'm sorry, Fourth Dimension. I can't even tell you what that is, but Moist One did say, and yes, I did see this Moist One. He's like, hey, did you see Jimmy Butler pooped his pants?
I saw that.
He did. He did poop. Well, I don't know.
His pants?
Well,
it's something happened. Here, let me show you the picture.
I think it was edited.
No, it wasn't edited. Well, maybe it was edited. Here's the picture of the. It doesn't look like poo though. It looks almost like something else.
Well, they drink a lot of smoothies over there in the NBA.
So that's what they saw on TV, and they're like, "Oh, Jimmy Butler pooped his pants."
Maybe it's just sweat. Maybe it's that.
It could just be Gatorade.
That color
could be Gatorade.
Goo grease that they get down there.
I wonder if he like slid on the floor. Maybe some paint came up or something.
Maybe.
Because that doesn't look like poo. It looks more yellowish.
Poo would be
sandy
brown,
yellowish.
Yeah, sandy yellow. That's got to be floor.
Well, they noticed that after he was making a drive to the lane, and maybe he hit the floor there.
I want to know if the referees called timeout and made him go change his britches.
No, he finished with 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
Well, probably because nobody wanted to guard him.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh God, what the no.
Somebody stepped in dog poo out here.
All right. I'm not going to do this. Where'd it go? I'm not going to do this every time, Moist One. And normally I don't like dealing with things that, we won't mention live on air. But this is too good to. I want you to see. This is what popped up, Randy. This is what popped up in my text message.
Riveting radio.
Oh, shut up, Phil. Hold on.
You know what, Phil?
You'll see why.
Don't you have some buttons to push or something?
Push some buttons.
Let's see. Jeffrey's mic is right there.
All right. Did you get it?
Nothing yet.
Oh,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
It's on the way. It's on the way. Number one Rattlers fan says, hello, Phil. He says, welcome. There are only 45 days till Rattlers opening day. Are you familiar with the Arizona Rattlers, he says?
I am familiar. I know that they're in Arizona. and that they are a prestigious
6-time world champion.
Yes, establishment in the AFL.
Is it the AFL still, or did they change it to something else?
Well, I'll tell you what they didn't change it to, the UFL.
God, thank God. We wouldn't be talking about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
No, not yet. Did you send it to me on the text line number?
Yeah, from the text line. I'm going to be very sad.
There it is.
See? This is what I got to deal with.
Moist one, where did you get this?
It's the worst thing to have to see. Like, it's kind of like if you have a one-night stand and all of a sudden she's right there in your face the next morning. You're like, ah! That's what that did. So anyways, another news, Jimmy Butler looked like he crapped his pants. That's all. Who cares?
Boy, he was trying hard, wasn't he?
He gave it his all.
He's really pushing it, wasn't he?
Push it good.
His coach didn't need to tell him to give a crap.
All right, let's get back to what we were trying to do here.
He didn't leak any team secrets, did he?
The Phoenix Suns took a big old crap in the fourth quarter last night. They were winning the game, and then they're like, you know what? Let's have a third quarter in the fourth quarter instead. Usually they blow it in the third quarter. Last night they blew it in the fourth quarter, gave up the lead to the Houston Rockets, and then the rest is history.
Jeffrey, remember, softer, gentler.
Made me sad. But this made me sad because they had it. They had the game. I mean, the Suns, and listen, Bol, he'll shoot a three. But hey, Bol, that's not what we need you for. But that's fine. That's great. Okay. But Houston Rockets, you let them back in.
Was it Houston or San Antonio last night?
It was Houston. San Antonio was playing.
My
against
paper
the
says
Celtics.
Houston, but I could be wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, they played 2 nights in a row, Randy.
Oh my God, I've lost time.
So Kevin Durant had 37 points in that game, and there was no Devin Booker. I don't think Bradley Beal played, did he? All I know is Kevin Durant continues to be amazing, but with the injuries and just with the dysfunction, what are you going to do?
I think it's really disappointing, too, that Kevin Durant played 42 minutes, and that's what they got for their efforts. I mean, it's upsetting whenever on a back-to-back, Kevin Durant is giving it his all, and you're also wasting a lot of his prime effort.
His life essence.
Yes, his at least season essence.
Life force.
Yes, if you will, and we will. And it's upsetting that you waste those 37 points on a pretty efficient 15 out of 22 from the field. And what do you get to show for it is an 8-point blowout Houston Rockets loss when you had them. You had them. It's another one where it's just, if you can just hold on to the lead, if you can just at least either hunker down on some defense or score enough to do it. But in the fourth, all we scored was 19 points.
Yeah. The Rockets scored 25 points off of 17 Phoenix turnovers.
Suns had 6 players in double digits, and they led 3 of the 4 quarters. They won 3 of the 4 quarters, and then they gave it all away in the fourth.
Mm-hmm. All we can hope is in the same, sort of positive thinking attitude that I had before is, okay, each game is its own story, its own thing. You have to think with all this talent, all of this amazing talent, that something is going to click. Somebody's going to say something, do something, figure something out. There's going to be a moment where everybody's like, aha, I don't know what that is. I don't know where it comes from, but that's all we can hope for. And we at least know this much. They won't lose a game again until after February 20th because they have now entered the All-Star break.
They've entered the break.
And you know what? Good. Maybe this team will get a turnaround after the break, and they'll really set the league on fire. Who knows?
And you say they have
anything can happen, Phil. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And you say that they have all this talent. I think the problem is that you wasted all this talent, you wasted all this time, and now that they don't have anybody surrounding him. Devin Booker's not there. Bradley Beal. That's part of the problem. Is that not everybody's there, and you had a game that you could have won that could have really, really helped you get to 500. Now you're behind.
Bench. All right, guys, we'll see you in a minute. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, And absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We all know the Valentine's Day go-to gifts are flowers, chocolates, maybe even perfume. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a dozen roses, this Valentine's Day is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-418-3366 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-418-3366. 1-800-418-3366. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great. If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil to fill in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale on the 8th anniversary of 1580 The Fanatic. There wasn't a party or nothing. Did you get invited? I didn't get invited to nothing.
No.
There was
Yeah,
no
Ron had
pizza.
some cheesecake over here, some bagels.
Nothing. Got nothing. Just golf clap. That was it. Well, that's all right. We're happy to be here. Happy to be here. And Valentine's Day is getting closer, Randy. Do you got that all figured out?
Oh, yeah.
Phil, do you got it all figured out, the Valentine's Day?
I've got it figured out, but it is going to be late, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as it's good, as long as you got it figured out good.
It is worth the wait, yes. Also, we celebrated last week. We had a free night off last week, and it gets too crazy. It gets supercharged and expensive. I was like,
man, at your age, every night can be Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying?
And it is.
Just for Randy and I, we need to take a run up to it. You know what I mean? Just we're gonna need a minute.
Yeah, I have to lift weights, but I certainly don't need to do cardio at the gym.
Yeah. So Valentine's Day, it's tomorrow, and if you didn't get anything, you better figure this out today.
Holy crap! It's tomorrow.
Yeah, but I saw this article online. It says, okay, here's the best and worst Valentine's Day gifts.
Oh, all right. Let's get a little music for that.
They say the best gifts are watches.
Ah.
I don't know about this list. I'll be right off
For
the
men?
bat. Or women, I guess. They say a watch represents the gift of time. By giving a watch, you're promising your partner that you'll be in the present for them.
Yeah,
I'm not digging that. Chocolate's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Scarves.
Scarves.
They represent a strong spiritual connection. They show faith in the relationship and a desire to keep each other warm and protected.
Scarves?
Yeah, it's not good. Well, this will get you murdered.
Yeah.
No, this one. Kitchenware. Despite the backlash against presents which are seen as functional or boring, kitchen utensils can let your partner know that you want to nourish each other's souls and create something to like
God.
what? Spaghetti?
No. That's terrible.
Well, yeah, this is a bad
Who made this list? Who made this?
I saw some article. And
God.
here's this one. They said, here's the worst ones. Lingerie. I feel like that's not a bad one.
That's great.
I feel like, yeah.
I mean, lingerie.
Especially if
that's
you or
a
I
win.
walk in wearing it.
Hell yeah.
They say, since underwear covers our most private areas, it represents a desire to hide something. Your partner may be sending you the message that they're keeping something from you.
What?
Wait, that doesn't sound good.
What? It's like,
I don't know.
come, hey, baby, come unwrap your package, Jack.
Yeah.
Right here.
I am your present.
I'm all for the lingerie. Yeah, let's go.
They said alcohol's a bad gift.
What?
Yeah, they say alcohol. It comes from the Arabic word alcohol, which links to both early cosmetics and spirits. The word ghoul derives from the same place. Why are they telling me this? I mean, if you get a nice bottle of booze, you're set for
Absolutely.
the weekend.
Listen, if you hit the right wine, it's a good night, Jack. Let me just tell you that right now.
And this is probably smart. You don't give out bath salts.
What?
Bath salts, not
Bath
the ones you get
salts?
high from, but like literal bath salts. I don't know, or bath bombs. I don't know. Oh, did you hear about this?
What?
First, I heard this. I'm like, hey, that sounds good, and I thought, oh, that sounds horrible. Papa John's. They are created a limited edition bath bomb. And here's the bath bomb. It's meant to smell like their buttery garlic sauce. So basically, it's a buttery garlic sauce bath bomb.
Nah, see, if it was something like, the smell of chocolate or roses or something like that to get your lover, kind of enticed as she is taking a bath, but pizza? No.
I mean, unless you're neighbors with Nosferatu, I don't think you need a buttery garlic sauce bath bomb.
No,
Isn't that just
idea.
Couldn't you just put some ham in there in the bath? And just
Ham?
kind of, yeah.
Ham. I got a ham to put in the bath.
How's
No,
that
not a
keep away
ham.
vampires?
A ham, like some cooking oil.
No, we're not trying to get a fat person in and out of a tub. We're talking about you're taking a nice relaxing bath in Papa John's buttery garlic sauce. Now, here's the thing. I guess they're not selling it. They're holding a contest, and then they'll give it to some select super fans. But here's the thing: it is a dumb marketing stunt. But let's say that you couldn't get it. You're like, I still want to bathe in buttery garlic sauce. It would cost you $475 to buy enough little sauces to bathe in it.
No.
And you don't want stuff like that getting in certain holes. You know what I mean?
No. Well, it might be fun for a little while, but
it might sting.
Could.
Like I said, unless I'm worried about vampires, I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Bruno Baller says happy birthday to 1580 the Fanatic. And I think Randy has a birthday coming up soon as well, right?
No.
Did we miss your birthday?
No.
Wait, I always there it is. Yeah, there.
No.
He's got a birthday coming up.
No.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Why would you lie?
I'm not lying about anything. It's February 13th.
You have a birthday coming up.
When?
A week
7
from
days
now.
away, Jack. It's a whole week.
I know, but it's coming up.
It's not even close.
It's close-ish.
Closer than it's not.
Thanks for the reminder, Bruno Baller. I've got it on my calendar. Average Joe says, I plan on getting my wife a new phone, which indicates I'm replacing her every 2 years.
See that? No, that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Boomer Sooner says, I never liked Valentine's Day. I just brought home fast food. That's what I do. Hey, Boomer, didn't you just,
heart thing?
Well, actually, that too. Boomer Sooner, I believe now is single. And that right there, Boomer Sooner, that right there, that text, yeah, that's where things went for you, man. Navy Brad says, open up a bottle of 1792 and let the fun start.
There we go. 1792. Yeah.
I mean, if she likes whiskey, then it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if she likes it, yeah.
So Tristan Thompson, at the end of the game, I guess the Raptors, were just destroyed by the Cavs. Okay, and Tristan Thompson, it was like the last seconds of the game. He's like, well, why not? Monster dunk, bam, and that pissed everybody off. Everybody says, "Oh, that was classless. That was disrespectful for dunking with 4 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of a blowout, 131-108." And the fans are booing and everybody's angry. People are being held back. And Tristan Thompson just like saying stuff back. I don't know what he said. But even his own coach was like, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why you do that. He says, sometimes you're playing the game. You just have a reaction. And he says, I know there's no bad intention from Tristan. I just think sometimes when you're playing, the goal is to score. And, well, that was unfortunate. Okay. So I don't know, man. If you're standing there just dribbling it out, okay, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Maybe Tristan Thompson, doesn't like you. Maybe there's a rivalry. Is there a rivalry between the Cavs and the Raptors?
No. I mean, it's one-sided, if anything. Yeah.
Aha! That's maybe he was thinking of starting a rivalry.
No.
The dude's been playing for 14 years, and he should know better, RJ Barrett was complaining about it, saying, well, it's kind of a unwritten rule not to do that. And Jamal did what, he's supposed to. Jamal is the one who's trying to murder Tristan Thompson. So anyway, I don't know. Is it that big a deal?
Yeah. Are you, so you're coming on the side of the defense of the Toronto Raptors here, Jeff?
No, Tristan Thompson.
Okay.
Tristan Thompson decides to dunk it. And it's like, okay, it's not, you don't need to do that, but who cares?
Do you know this guy is averaging 1.7 points on the season? Do you know? Yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers are dominant in
He's a hungry man. He's like, there's a bite to eat right there in front of me.
Yes, he was drafted in 2011. He's working on borrowed time. Yes, he was a number 4 pick in 2011. So he's been around and he has some versatility and some use. But this guy is certainly working on borrowed time. If he gets a chance and he sees an open shot, I don't blame the young man. He saw glory. Take it.
Yeah, but the other thing is you're getting beat, right? It's 131-108. You gave up. You still gave up. You still need to play the defense. Where was the defense? They're just like, but here's the thing. Unwritten rule is what they say. They expected, well, okay, it's over. It's 4 seconds. They're going to let it run down. So is it on Tristan Thompson?
Look, if it's a blowout and you have somebody playing effort, you should. I think where the discrepancy is if you have starters versus backups. If you have starters versus backups and the starters are still playing at 100% effort, then of course, then you need to adjust. There is some unwritten rules there. But when we're in backup to backup territory, go get your minutes. Go show some spunk. Go show me why you are even on the bench.
Stats.
Yes, go get your stats. Go play hard. You're still working on the bench. Usually it's the young guys who have a bunch of energy trying to prove themselves. This is not that case. And Tristan Thompson, who's certainly a longtime veteran of the NBA, but albeit, I don't care that there's only however much left in the. I want to make sure that you are still locked in, that you're still trying to go for it. Yes, if you're from a coaching standpoint, or if you're from like looking at it from outside, you're like, I mean, the game's over. It doesn't really matter. So why are you going at it? From Tristan Thompson's point of view, he made a statement. I'm totally fine with that. If you don't like it, defend it.
Randy, what do you think?
Well, I think the next time Tristan Thompson goes towards the basket, somebody better have their elbows up and just take him out.
That
That's
too.
what I
I
think.
knew you were going to say this. Players take care of stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, players need to police the situation like this. You're down 28 points or something, and you're going to go and do a slam dunk on the team that's losing. Nah, you don't do that. That's not appropriate. It's not classy. And the next time that he comes into the key there, I think he'll be met with some brute force.
So it's simply because it's a slam dunk, right, Randy? Like, had he just done a nice little easy layup, it would have been.
Anytime you are showing up the other team, you can get plunked or you can get the elbow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you got to score again? Why?
I'm just saying that
the game's over, man. 4 seconds. It's over. And Tristan Thompson's averaging, what did you say, Phil?
1.7 points.
1.7 points a game? But he ain't out there, making like a bonus on this. It's not like he was making a bonus.
That single dunk upped his average 0.5, nearly a quarter.
He's in the league 14 years. 14 years. Over that time, how many times has he been involved in blowout games like this?
Well, he started out in Cleveland a lot.
If we had known he would do this, we would have not allowed him to become an American citizen back in 2020.
That's a bit rough.
I will say it is.
I think everybody on the other team, when the Cavs and the Raptors meet again, Tristan Thompson goes in there into the key. Everybody's elbows are going up, and he's going down.
I mean, it is hard to be the one to defend Tristan Thompson. He is certainly off the court made a bunch of questionable decisions that are indefensible and stuff. So I'm not sure that his judgment in general is much, but the act itself, it's fine by me. Go ahead and
It's
take
just
a
like
bump.
in baseball when they do this bat flip and they stand there and they do all these hand jive signs and all this business. You know what? Run around the bases, act like you've been there before. And I'm sad that I love the pitchers now that when they strike some guy out, they're starting to show up the batters they strike out because those batters are going to strike out a hell of a lot more times than they're going to hit home runs.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, they're going to get tired of these pitchers hooping and hollering when they strike their ass out and they have to go find some pine on the bench.
Oh, I thought you were okay with this sort of thing. You bat flipping some bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I thought this was all good. I thought they were all.
You want to do Willie and the hand jive at the plate while you hit a home run? Watch this when you strike out, Jack.
Did you say Willie and the hand jive?
Yeah, man, that's an old thing.
What is that?
Back in the 60s.
Do I got
Willie and the hand? That was like a song, and there was a whole hand jive
Yeah.
thing you did to it.
Yeah,
Willie
it was
with
like
a
a
Y and
Willie and the hand jive.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and look up Grease.
Oh my God! You're
Oh,
right.
is it in Greece?
Yeah, they did. They all did.
Johnny
hand
Otis
somewhere. There you
Johnny
go.
Otis, 1958.
Yeah, there
Willie
you
and
go.
the hand jive. I'm going to
Yeah.
save that and listen to
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just one of them weird things people said. That's awesome. So anyway, you're right, Randy. Next time you get the chance, you put your knee into his back when you're going up, or your elbow
Look,
into his side. That's how you take care of this.
A flagrant 2, you don't want to hurt him, but you want to send a message. A nice flagrant 2 will suffice this,
Bat Flipper says he slept with Chloe when the pretty ones were giving it up left and right. What do you expect from him?
I told you, the man's
Just went
judgment.
for the easy. Just went for the sick little gazelle. Is that what you're saying?
Easy.
Yeah.
The man's judgment is not up to par, but
Also, yeah, it's true.
but in this particular instance, I can't blame him. But he's far below on judgment.
Nondescript says, does the score dictate a team's level of play? Game is 48 minutes. Play to the horn, both defense and offense. Oh, I agree, 100%. And if I've decided to pull my, my starters, then the bench had better play to the best of their ability and like it's the game, 6 of the finals or something. I want to see the effort. But then there is that moment. It's, what do you say, Randy? It's like 10, 15 seconds when you're bringing the ball down and you realize this thing is over. There's no reason to do anymore. We'll just dribble it out and we'll all go home.
Just a matter of respect for the other team or not.
Right, right. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, nothing against the last person in Phil's chair. Phil, come back full time. You're a very bright young man.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Boomer Sooner, is there a crisp $5 bill in it for him every time it's his birthday, too?
It's pretty wrinkly. The wrinkly, wet $5 bill. Thank you.
We told Phil he could come back, but he's just like, he's like, nah, I like it at Starbucks. It's great.
They give me free bread, you know?
I'm going to make up a different job you go to every day. That's what I think I'm going to do.
I'll wait around for the taxidermist job.
Moist One says, fragrant too. Is there any other kind? I think you meant flagrant.
Yeah, no.
I said flagrant.
No, the fragrant 2 was what Jimmy Butler was giving out.
Jimmy. All right, let's just take a break. I think we just take a break. If I get started in something now, it'll take too long. And if we, let's just go. We're a little early. We're always late, so why not be a little early? What do you say?
Why not make up for it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, Jeffrey. 20 more seconds till break.
I could go now. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And you
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sun Devil men's and women's basketball are ready for a Big 12 showdown. He had at the left elbow, bounces to Clayton, it's cutting on the left baseline for a slam dunk. Catch Sun Devil men's and women's basketball for a Hoops doubleheader Saturday, February 15th. And the Sun Devil women play host to Utah at 2 p.m., followed by the Sun Devil men's basketball team at 6 p.m. when they take on the TCU Horned Frogs. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The Rich Eisen Show. Tinfoil hat wearing people who suffer from Chiefs fatigue, they needed to consult their doctor to see if Super Bowl 59 was going to be right for them. But the cure for Chiefs fatigue are the Philadelphia Eagles 2024 version. Because what they did after all of that to start the game was destroy the 2-time defending world champs.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
You and that hand job has got to go. Willie said, Papa, don't put me down. They're doing that hand jive all over town.
I've never heard this before.
I think it's one of those songs that gets remixed and redone time over time. So I haven't heard this particular version, but I've heard a version. I've heard
Chuck Berry did something like this, didn't he?
Yeah, this is Johnny Otis. Yeah, Chuck Berry. Yeah, exactly.
Although this is about the same time, 1958. So it's a shame Randy's not in his post, but that commercial break was so damn short that nobody expected to come back this fast. So way to go, traffic. 888-368-1580. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, really? No, my Willie had a hand jive this morning jokes. No, we weren't going to go there. Hurry Harry says, we still haven't heard Phil say vaginale. Jeffrey, you say it the best, but I'm sure there's a prerequisite for Phil to get the full-time gig, right? No, we offered to him. Phil didn't want it.
Is so in order to get it though, will the new guy have to pronunciate that in your particular way, or is it interpretive?
No, I think I'm the only one allowed to say it.
I was going to say I don't feel completely comfortable saying it, but
what is really weird is
air.
Hurry Harry is the only one who constantly requests it.
There's always one.
Boomer Sooner says, Phil, what's your other job? Well, he's an accountant for a strip club.
Yes, a lot of single ladies and singles all around.
Yeah, you got to know how to count $1 bills like nobody's business. Silver Pop says, I want those Papa John's buttery garlic soap bombs. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to go to their website, and they're just giving it to a few people.
Is there any way that you actually come out of there clean? Like you can't make that scent.
It'll take weeks to wash off.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense in that lavender and all this stuff. It does accentuate your cleanliness, but I don't feel like any combination of chemicals mixed with garlic or butter or anything that makes it smell thereof can make you clean.
I feel like it's something you'd probably want if you needed to squeeze your head out between some fence bars or something,
Oh, certainly. Yeah. It's a lubrication. Yes.
Yeah, but outside of that. Bullseye says, I'm all for your station doing a format change to nonstop hand jiving all day long. We're your hand jive station, 1580, The Fanatic.
Where the hands never get tired.
So much jive. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, real quick. WeHo won the fantasy league.
I don't have any idea what that means.
WeHo won the fantasy league.
Is that Neil?
He means who? Yes, he meant who. He just put an extra letter in there and a space for no apparent reason.
Got it.
Ralph won it for the Premier League, and many other. We have like 14 leagues, Boomer Sooner. So lots of people did, and lots of people are getting their prizes. So
I tried my best in the fantasy league, but oh my gosh, the best person who did the best in fantasy in my immediate neck of the woods is my girlfriend. First year in fantasy, and she came in second.
Did she play in the Blender League?
She did not. But she
I'd allow it.
Oh yeah. No,
what league were you in for?
I'm with Boogie. I'm with Skull. I'm with a couples, but I couldn't tell you which league specifically. I'd have to take a look.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what you're.
Four kind of sounds familiar. Yeah.
You're not. No, you're not in four.
Okay.
I can't remember. There's so many damn people. I can't keep track of everything and everybody. But yeah, I have been relegated. I was the worst player, and so yeah. But see, now I don't know. It's like, okay, we got a new guy coming, and I could use this opportunity to go. I get to stay in the Premier League, but I'm not going to do that. I'll go ahead and I still don't know which league I'm going to show up in, but
I thought that you guys were immune, wasn't it? For the longest time that if
we were.
And then this year that we've redone that, or your fair game.
When was that, Randy? Was it last year? Last year, the first person that went out was Keon because he was pretty bad at fantasy football most of the time.
It was more than last season. It was 2 seasons ago because Keon went out the first season, and then
Rosalie went out.
Yeah, football fantasy girl went out in the second year.
So I don't feel bad about getting relegated because at least the fantasy football expert got relegated before I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, still it's going to be weird not being in there with everybody else. But Rosalie was in League 3 this year. So anyway, I don't know, Boomer Sooner, what is the nature of your request? I have no idea. Bruno Baller says, when's the next round of auditions to see who the new guy might be? We're figuring that out. Let's see. No, Moiseville, I'm not reading that.
How surprising.
Yeah. So I guess Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu are not going to have a rematch of the 3-point showdown. I don't know why. I don't know what the hang up is. First, they wanted Caitlin Clark to come do it. And then she was like, nah, no, thank you. And then they were trying to figure out the timing. They're like, well, no, we could do it just some extra day or something, but they couldn't figure out schedules or whatever. So I guess not.
It's so disappointing too, because from a standpoint of Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry, that was, it was a fun draw last year. I think it would have been interesting, certainly more interesting than any All-Star game actual format prior. But when you look at
they were talking about making it a 2-on-2 thing, like Steph and someone and Ionescu and someone, and they couldn't get that going.
Well, I know that Clay was rumored, even though he's with the Mavericks. He certainly is, very much associated with the 3-point shot and everything else. He's still highly regarded as that. But for Caitlin Clark, I understand last year she had been going on for nearly a year of just nonstop playing basketball. I understood her taking a step back. This year, you got the Olympic rest. You didn't make it all the way to the championship in your WNBA. Honestly, I think that you kind of owed it to the WNBA to do this as a promotion, as something that we wanted to see.
I don't know about
owe
that,
anybody
Phil.
anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, you're. It's kind of like Phil. It's like when you're on the clock. Okay, you're on the clock. When you're off the clock and you're working or you're out. Let's say you're on a date, and all of a sudden you get a phone call and you say, we need you to come in now and do this. A special situation is happening, and we need you to cover this. What would you say?
I would say as long as I'm being paid, which Caitlin Clark would be, and she's making a ton of endorsements off of everything else, and she's trying to grow the WNBA a la Magic Johnson, a la Larry Bird. I would say that it's almost incumbent upon you.
Well, you don't see these guys doing extra stuff when they're off, when the season's over. You don't see Steph Curry showing up at the WNBA All-Star game. You
Yes,
don't
we
see,
do.
You
Yes,
don't
we
see
do. There were a
anything
bunch
like
of stars
that
that stopped by on WNBA games.
Well,
I know
maybe
DeMar
stop
DeRozan
by,
did.
but you don't
LeBron
see them
James.
go and compete.
Well, because they're not asked to. But if they were to do the WNBA All-Star game, I mean, certainly bigger stars have come and done the All-Star game. Whether or not that's Pitbull, and plus that's a reverse thing of where yes, you can boost the brand certainly there, but you don't want to step on any toes. Here, this is an invitation to help grow the brand, to help bring more eyes to the brand, and also something that people are actually looking forward to. It grows both not just the WNBA, but I think it also brings more light to an All-Star event that otherwise could use it.
I don't know. I you know what I feel like this way, and maybe Jeffrey feels the same way. I don't know, but if I'm Sabrina and I don't want to do it, I'm just not going to do it.
You don't owe anybody anything. You owe nobody nothing at all. You have the superpower of saying, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I'm not contracted to do it. I don't owe you anything other than what I've already given you. And it's like, this is my job. And, I don't have to come, show up to this thing if I don't want to. I mean,
during the season, they have so many, demands of their time. They don't really get any off time. When they're off, quote unquote, not playing a game, they're practicing. They've got appearances to make. They've got press requests. I mean, when you're in the off season, I would guard that and hey, thank you, but no, thank you.
If you want it, hey, that's great. If not, hey, we understand. But no, I don't think that. I don't think she owes you any more than she's already given.
Well, not me specifically. I was saying more to the brand and to the
well, that's what I
bringing
mean.
Prominence to the NBA. Okay, just making sure. Certainly to me,
she doesn't know you is the
general
encompassing you, not you specifically, Phil. Like she has to come to your house and apologize to you.
She would be welcome.
Suddenly, it's like there's a knock on the door, and it's Sabrina Ionescu.
Here's Phil. Here's Phil.
Also,
Yes.
to be clear, it's not Sabrina Ionescu because she's participated obviously last year. It is Caitlin Clark who I'm referring to.
Hurry Harry says, Phil, you're wrong. You don't know anybody anything.
Again, contractually, no. But I think that if you're trying to grow the sport, which all of them are in different ways and different methods.
She is not the only one. She's not the only one.
Jeffrey, she's
and
by
if
far
they
the biggest
really
one.
found it that important, they'd have ponied up something and made it worth her while and said, hey, well, how about if we do this? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She doesn't owe you or anyone else anything.
She certainly doesn't, but it's just like anybody who performs at the Super Bowl halftime show, Jeffrey, just because they don't pay them specifically, there are benefits that come along with that. One rising tide rises all boats, Jeffrey.
Her tide is pretty high. She's fine. She doesn't need
the tide is high and it's I'm gonna be your number one.
Moist one says, get her some pickle juice and hand her a basketball.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
I don't think that's the problem, Moist one.
You know, if the NBA wants her to come, pony up some like $1 million and pay her $1 million to be there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen.
Now we're talking motivation.
Yeah, you're like, hey, Michael Jordan, why don't you come out to our thing here? Nah, I don't want to go. Please? I don't know. What if we gave you this? Private island, I'm in. Because that's what you'd have to give Michael Jordan.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, it's not to be, but that's all right. Moving on. This is a bigger fish right here. If you want to fry some bigger fish, these are the fish that are bigger. And okay, let me take you back. Rand, let's go back. What was a year or two ago? Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
All right. Yes.
The Sunday Ticket left DirecTV. Remember that?
It did. Yes. Yeah. And I remember there was great angst and anxiety over the whole event. Yes.
And so then what I did was I dumped DirecTV and I got YouTube TV because I was like, I got to have me that Sunday ticket. Got to have the Sunday ticket. I got these TVs. I got to have Sunday ticket.
Right.
And have not been very happy with YouTube TV and their stuff. I mean, I don't mind the YouTube TV as a format. I'm okay with it. I customized my lineup. I did what I, whatever.
Right.
It works great. But here's the thing. Not been happy with the YouTube TV presentation of the NFL Sunday ticket. DirecTV did it better. But here's the other thing. That I can sort of live with. Well, I noticed early on, I'm like, hey, what happened to Channel 3? Channel 3 is not on YouTube TV. So I asked my friend, Sean McLaughlin, I'm like, hey, did you guys not pay the rent? What happened? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, well, there's some sort of and then he, business, right?
Yeah.
And so Channel 5 he goes, your Channel 5 is still on there because he thought that the real reason I wanted to watch was to see him. And like, oh, well, that's great, Sean. And so, but you're not on 3. So but what? That's where the Suns games are. And he's like, oh, well, you probably need to get cable. So I was like, all right, that stinks. So what did I do? I went and got myself an antenna. So then if I need to see a Suns game, I flip over my giant smart TV to watching on regular air. And I thought this is a good backup because if I lose internet or whatever happens, then at least I can go to regular TV, in case of emergency. So I'm like, all right, this is doable. Well, now I get this news.
Jeez, here we go.
YouTube TV might be dropping very soon all Paramount programming because of a carriage dispute. 24 channels under the CBS flag, including Channel 5. I guess they're having a disagreement about, it's all about money, who's paying what, and how this whole thing works out. Usually this stuff gets done pretty quick, but YouTube's already gone and sent me an email saying, hey, we're working on this because it's those bastards at CBS. It's not us.
Oh, yeah. It's always the other guy. Yeah.
And he says, the YouTube says, hey, well, if this doesn't get resolved, it will take $8 off the price of your service so you can go get Paramount Plus. Because if you have Paramount Plus, then you can still watch the sporting events. Because guess what's coming up? March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of thing that is just about enough to make somebody go, I'm out. I'm out of YouTube TV. I'm going to go back to cable. I'll do it because I got to watch my March Madness. Got to watch the basketball coming up. And like I said, there's more than a few channels of CBS that are out there, 24 channels on YouTube TV and all. So they got to get this thing sorted. And I'm sure if they didn't get it sorted by March Madness, maybe they get sorted by football season. But to me, I feel like this might be the time. Maybe this is where I jump off.
It's always frustrating whenever these billionaires are fighting with billionaires about just whatever. And who gets just left out to dry in the end is just us.
You, Phil.
Yes, us.
You, Phil.
Yes, the regular guy just
Phil specifically. I'm very rich.
Oh, yeah. Yes. The regular guy who just wants to watch whatever it is on the channel, trying to figure out where in the first place it is set up, where on what streaming service now I have to go to. And it's difficult for me to even follow around on like where you can find things. It's not always set. Sometimes it's here on TNT, sometimes it's set on local news, sometimes it's set on a primetime NBA channel. And now with added bonus of just having to go through the rigmarole of trying to get to Paramount Plus, it's very frustrating, and it's becoming just whenever on Food Network, whenever they're putting forth a dish, and then I love this Cutthroat Kitchen show, and because they always put all these sabotages and these things to where it makes it much more difficult on you to create like a grilled cheese, and by the end you had to create a grilled cheese using only goldfish crackers and saltine crackers, and so what you place in front of the judge to judge, you say, this is a grilled cheese, but it's not just any grilled cheese. It's a deconstructed grilled cheese. And that's the key word. Now what's happening?
Any idea what Phil's talking about?
Yes.
Right
now? So now to bring it all together, we are now having deconstructed cable. That's really all it is. So now we have to go to this channel to do this network to go to here, and then you have to go find an antenna to go to this one.
Very inconvenient.
Yes, it makes it so much more difficult than it ever needed to be in the first place.
Where does the great white shark come in?
Well, the television and streaming services are jumping it, Randy. That's where it's coming in.
Okay.
So I'm on the YouTube TV right now because I can get it on my computer because I'm cool like that. And I think CBS is gone. Channel 5 is still there, though. So I wonder if the local TV will stay. And I don't know if what that means for CBS programming that will come across the local channel, but I'm scrolling. I see, used to be, I'd see CBS Sports or CBS. And it's affecting my microphone as well. Well, oh my God, YouTube TV is shutting down my microphone. Oh wait, no, I found it. No, CBS Sports Network still right here. Oh, geez.
Well, just because it's a dispute means that maybe it's coming down the pipe, Jeffrey. It may or may not end up happening, but
I thought there was more CBS Sports channels, though.
I only knew of the CBS Sports and CBS proper on the YouTube TV.
And if you're talking about March Madness, I know that they go down to True TV as well to help go for all the coverage. But
Hurry Harry says, "What the hell are you talking about, Phil? You don't need to repeat. You're good."
So on Food Network,
Big George says, "I was disappointed with YouTube TV early on when they dropped the Bally Sports. Then they dropped 3TV and other local channels. What other local channel though? You don't say other local channels. That there wasn't.
Maybe it was
did they drop PBS?
Univision's still there. PBS, they got two of those.
Thought it was Univision.
Because even though they offered less, the prices kept going up. Sunday ticket wasn't affordable, so I left, joined DirecTV Stream. I get my Bally Sports and my local channels on Patrol Live, on Reels. I couldn't be happier."
You know, I get on Patrol Live on the Peacock app.
Oh, Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, "The article I read said today's the last day for CBS, and after midnight, it is gone." All right. Well, then we'll have to see if Channel 5 survives. Wonder if they'll just say, "Hey,
it wouldn't
put Channel 3 back." You know,
five wouldn't survive. 3's not going to come back because they're unwilling to pay the outrageous price to be on their system.
Well, at least I still have antenna TV. That's, I guess, what I get. Moist One says, "I might chew up some goldfish and saltines now, make a cheese sandwich."
It's very hard. If you guys ever want to see just the hardest way to make a steak, to make spaghetti, to make a cookie, go watch Cutthroat Kitchen. Do yourself a favor.
Boomer Sooner. That's the whole point. March Madness is on CBS, TBS, TNT, Peacock, True TV, ESPN, more. But some of those channels, I don't know exactly which. I need to see. I don't have it. I don't have the list in front of me. Paramount stuff, CBS stuff. Some of those channels are going to go. I know that Peacock is NBC. I think TNT and TBS is. I don't know. We're going to have to see where the dust settles on this. Does anybody have a list? So, but that is something that just, if you have the YouTube TV that you got to worry about, everyone else, go on with your life. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about other important things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com, Babbel.com,
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's Hair Volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give Hair Volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some Hair Volume right now. My reunion's next month, and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Now you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news. Or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. George tells us that if the blackout of Paramount, well, it shouldn't affect Channel 5. He says that's an affiliate owned by Gray TV, not by Paramount itself. Oh, I know that, but one of the things that YouTube has said they will do is anything that comes from Paramount, which is also CBS, we're talking network shows, if it's on your DVR, guess what? They will delete it off your DVR. All the CBS stuff that you might have recorded, like, oh, I'm going to watch this later, gone like dust in the wind, my friend. So, again, there's a lot of speculation. We don't have all the answers on this. What I'm going to say is just, $20. You got yourself a digital antenna for your TV. That's all I can give you right now. I don't know. I like the DVR stuff too. But here's the thing. I also have Paramount Plus, so I'm already covered on this. But I'm telling you what, though, I think I'm in the. I just hate giving up the access to having the NFL Sunday ticket. That's the only part.
And the only place you can get it, I guess, is YouTube TV.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner says Jeffco share info on antenna. Well, you plug the wire into the back of the TV, and then you take the antenna and you put it on a high spot, and then it gets the signal.
Very thorough. Thank you, Jeffrey.
I mean, what are you asking me? You asked me what brand? I got it off of Amazon because at the time, Matt Ishbia came to town and he's like, hey, everybody, guess what we're going to do? And he's like, we're going to give away antennas so everybody can watch it on our new home, Channel 3. And we're like, wow, what a guy. What a guy. And then I thought, you know what? I don't think it's right for me to get a free antenna. I think I'm going to let somebody else because they didn't have an unlimited amount of TV antennas. So I went and got my own antenna. And here's what I got. I got from Amazon. It was an updated 2023 version amplified HD digital matrix TV antenna with 580 miles of range, and it supports 4K. And the reason I did that was because I live very far away. I want to make sure the antenna works. And I got to tell you, it's still, I got to maybe move it every now and then because I'm out here on the outer edges of the known TV universe. Of course, now I clicked on that link and it's not there anymore.
Right.
So, well, I mean, you could probably get a newer version of this. Just, it's just on a stand and you put it up on a shelf and it gets the signals.
See, me and the girlfriend went to the dollar store. Apparently the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, sells one every so often. I'm sure 5 and Under would also do something like that. Now, I don't know if it has the full bells and whistles that yours does, Mr. Jeffrey.
Well, they got a 2025 version now for $30. But go ahead.
Yes. See, like one of the things is ours doesn't have a stand. We have to use some masking tape to hold that sucker up to the wall.
Well, we used to have little brothers and sisters for that. Just hold it. Don't move. Okay. Randy was an only child, so who did you have hold the antenna when you were watching TV?
I was actually not an only child. I had a half brother. I didn't realize I had.
Dude, you've been telling. What? Okay, first off, at the time you were an only child.
And
you tell me you just now found out you had a half brother?
Oh no, I found out exactly a week before he passed away. Called my dad, and my dad then felt like I needed to learn the truth. Now I'm married and I had 6 kids at the time. So he calls me on the phone very seriously. Dad, I need you to come over. I need you, Randy, I need to talk with you. And so we packed everybody up and got in the car, went over there. And he sat me down at the dining room table. It's serious with my parents when they sit you down at the dining room table.
Yeah,
and there's no food on it.
Yeah. Oh, and no food. Yeah.
And he had a cigarette lit and he just, he looked at me, kind of stared at me and he says, I need to tell you something we haven't shared with you in your 30 plus years of life. But you have a half brother, and
which half?
From my dad. My dad.
I would imagine it had to be torso up.
Well, no, he was married before, so
I see. Yeah,
child from another marriage, not half of a human being.
I'm guessing from his dad's lower half.
But God, I would hope it'd be the top half. Well, no, because
you're right, Phil. It does come from the lower half.
Carry him around, right? I mean, if he's the top half,
he ain't heavy.
He's my brother. Yeah, so. I never knew his name, never saw a picture of him, didn't know anything about it. The next phone call I got was he had wrecked a car and killed himself.
Oh, wow. What are that's some weird timing right there, isn't it?
1 week before he did that. Yeah.
And you never got to meet him or nothing?
Never got to meet him. Don't know his name. Don't know where he lived.
Well, I mean, they could have told you his name.
They could have, but they didn't.
Was he a good guy?
Have no idea. I don't know anything about the guy.
Well, if you want to, in the back of your mind, Randy, you have a whole list of names. You can just put one of those on and just,
Wait, was he older than you or younger?
He was older than me. Yeah. No, he was an older brother. Yeah.
Do you want to name him like Phil said?
No. But I'm not. Technically, I'm an only child, but not really.
You grew up an only child. I feel like you could have let me pass on that.
Technically, yeah. Just another, piece of the legend of Randy White that I've let, I've now on the treadmill today, the tread climber today.
Hey.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Then I got on the Chuck Norris machine,
you got a Chuck Norris machine?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing these little kind of row things. Yeah. And that's for my back. That's one of the exercises for my back injury. Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that, and I got up, and I was like, yeah. God bless you.
I guess I should have a mute button. Sorry, I'm allergic to your bull crap. No,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, like every week, Randy's going to blurt out something extremely personal.
Well, I don't know.
He didn't know before.
It just happens. I don't know what. Well, we're all a big family. I mean,
Average Joe says, "What kind of aneurysm do you have, Randy?"
Aortic aneurysm. Yeah.
Better than the anal one.
4 millimeters in size. I'm supposed to go see a surgeon, but can't do that right now.
I think I'd rather have the anal aneurysm because that's just a hemorrhoid.
I had a anal thing that happened. Oh, it's not fun. No, because everybody wants to go in there and start messing around.
Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of
Randy, we got to check you out. And then they go in there and it's excruciating. I wish you wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Average Joe says he's had an aortic aneurysm since he was 5.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Do you follow up with a surgeon? Are they watching it?
Was that your way of calling Randy a wuss? I mean, I got it since I was 5. Wow, look at you bragging.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says Randy, mine's at 4.5.
Really? Oh wow. Are you follow? Is a surgeon following you and checking in with you?
Tick tick boom.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be on any equipment right now, to be honest.
Oh, I'm gonna kick ass on that equipment. No, I'm gonna lose weight. Yeah. My goal this year is 50 pounds.
Amen.
Boomer Sooner says surgeon, yes. So
good.
Well,
good.
I mean, if they know they have them, I'm sure they've consulted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, if they're watching it, then you're good.
Do we need to do a GoFundMe for your surgery?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I have to see a surgeon first, and then they'll have to do all the tests, which will cost me, thousands and thousands of dollars. So,
Average Joe says I haven't had mine checked in 20 years.
No kidding. Average Joe, I would listen. Don't mess around with that. Go get it checked.
Yeah.
Because at 5 they do surgery. If it's at 5 millimeters, they do surgery.
No, he says he's 5 years old.
No, I'm saying when it gets to the size of 5 millimeters.
Oh,
they start looking at surgery.
Boomer Sooner says, Randy, I'm here for you.
Thanks.
Are you a
Boomer?
surgeon? I don't think he's a surgeon, Randy.
I don't think so. Maybe he is.
So on that, we should change the subject.
How did we get there?
Can't even remember.
We took a half step somewhere, and then the rest was history.
You know what you were talking about? Oh, how did you do the TV? Well, we had a TV antenna on the roof.
No, we used to have like a TV with the antenna coming out of the TV, and you'd have to kind of move it. Just like, okay, hold it there, move it there, move it there. Okay, there, just leave it right there. We'd have to have like our little brother or sister move the antenna around, and then sometimes it only worked when somebody was holding it. And then we were like, just stand there for half an hour, would you?
See, I know that pain. I know that angst because I had that when I was married. But see, we had so many kids. I just had one of the kids stand there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Flogging Logger says, Randy, damn it. I like you best because you're a baseball guy. My dad died last June of the same thing. He was gone in less than 3 hours. So stay on top of it, bro.
I will. I'm trying to. Extenuating circumstances, but thank you very much. I appreciate you listening to the show.
Big George, who's, always reads the room, says, took 4 years for YouTube TV to go from the best streaming service to possibly the worst. Cost in 2019 was $35. Now in 2025, $83 with less channels and more restrictions. This is awful. Oh, yeah. And Randy, thoughts and prayers. And yes, Boomer Sooner, I do remember the aluminum foil wrapped around an antenna. Usually it was a broken antenna.
Yeah.
We had all sorts of creative ways of trying to do that. Well, I figure if we do a hard left, we could just completely change the subject.
Let's do it.
Some idiot has decided to introduce a bill into the state legislature to make howdy Arizona's state greeting.
Howdy.
Nobody says howdy.
I use that all the time. Howdy.
Ironically, but nobody just walks up to strangers and says, howdy there. We're not the West. We're Texas.
The Midwest.
We're Southwest. We're just normal. It just is so dumb. We're not.
What do you want the official greeting to be? Buenos dias?
We don't need an official greeting. Hi, how the hell are you? Get out of my yard.
Howdy.
This is dumb. But HB 2764, bipartisan bill introduced to the state legislature last week, would make howdy Arizona's official state greeting.
Well,
the bill states that it would add a bit of cultural character and reflect the state's welcoming spirit. Oh, bull crap. The real culture of this state is you never meet your neighbors. The end. Nobody knows their neighbors.
It's too hot to walk over the grass and the decaying grass that is there between you and
here's
say
a state
howdy.
greeting. It's from the inside of your SUV as you drive by, and you at least do this, and that's it.
No,
you don't
it's
ever
usually,
talk to anybody. You give them the wave.
It's usually the one finger there, Jeff.
It's the wave.
Depends on the neighbor. Howdy. Ugh.
Howdy.
I swear to God, as soon as I can, I'm moving the hell away from the state. Jeez. All right, hour 3 is up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Howdy.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's Hair Volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give Hair Volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some Hair Volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their 3rd trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the 3rd
hour. People settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Howdy. It's the Daily Blender. I don't know. I was reading some of these texts. Sorry. I'm very tired. I don't think I'm even going to introduce the show.
Okay. Welcome to the Daily Blender.
Oh, wait. If I don't do it, you don't mean you need to do it.
Welcome to the Daily
Blender. No, Phil. No.
Broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale.
I didn't say I wasn't going to do it.
Oh.
And you're on the text line.
I certainly don't want you guys doing it.
888-368-1580.
Well, now you've done it, so I guess
right over there. That's Fill in Phil.
Howdy.
That's Jeffrey O'Brien, and I'm your humble servant, Randy White.
I think we might make howdy like a banned word on the show.
Howdy.
I'm gonna ban that. Flogging Logger says, I typically use howdy do short for how do you do. There is no need for any legislature about it. Holy hell. And I'm right there with you, Jeffrey. Arizona's turned into something I don't recognize.
Howdy do. Like that.
For me, it's I love Arizona, except for it's just too damn hot. And then now this is annoying. So it's hot, and that part about howdy is annoying. I'm not even kidding.
It's annoying.
Mm-hmm. Bullseye says, you know what I hate? You know what's annoying? That hair volume commercial. Your hair doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. If a guy ever said that to me, they wouldn't be vertical very long, if you know what I mean. Means you get them all horizontal? Is that what you mean?
Hey, you know,
Like, hey.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Well.
Well, bullseye. Your hair doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing.
Am I right?
Yeah. Moldy Tuna Fish says, what's Oregon State greeting? Hey, can you pass me another blunt? Is that dead homeless guy there on the street? Is that what that is?
No, Oregon's is
You're, yeah, that's you're 100%. Well, Portland at least. Average Joe says, welcome to Arizona. Now get out.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art says, our official greeting is, damn, it's hot today.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, to be honest. Moist one. I don't understand this joke.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand the joke.
So I'm guessing it's not a picture.
No. He says, you can tell it's almost Valentine's Day because all the Alfredo sauce is gone at Walmart. I don't get it.
A lot of guys making chicken Alfredo, pasta Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo.
I don't know about that.
A lot of guys doing that.
Somebody's got to explain that joke to me, I guess. Well, moving on. So sports. All right. Travis Hunter. We talked about this yesterday. It's like, all right. Hey, Phil. Hey, Phil. Your microphone thing's pretty loose there. You could tighten it. Right. Yeah. That. See that little thing there?
It's been loose ever since I've been here.
You know, there's a thing right there underneath the bracket up here. There's a nut right there. Phil. You can tighten. Just grab your nuts and tighten it.
Yeah, tighten your nuts.
I would, Jeffrey, but the cable is in the way.
It really isn't. You just got to tighten.
I would have right here.
I feel like you can tighten the little nut that's under the bracket, underneath the bracket there. You can tighten that.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse us for a moment.
I just see it loose. I'm thinking that's going to fall on something any minute.
It is
tight.
This is a safety.
It is as tight as can possibly be. It is as tight as my sphincter upon gazed and squinted at by both of you.
So I'm not squinting at you right now.
Just make sure that occasionally you tighten that thing and tell the next guy.
Will do.
We've had that fall on the board before, and that could break something. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Where was I, Randy? What was I talking about?
You were talking about Alfredo and men making Alfredo, chicken, shrimp Alfredo.
No, it came from Moist One, so it might be dirty. But no, I want to talk about the Combine, 2025 NFL Scouting Combine.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the other day we were talking about Travis Hunter, and the fact was like, well, he's a wide receiver, but he's also just a lockdown cornerback. Mm-hmm. And we discussed, it's like, well, he'd probably get paid more as a wide receiver, but he's a much better cornerback. What would he go in to the NFL as? And we had a little debate about this. Turns out the NFL doesn't care about our debate. They're going to tell you. They said, hey, you're being invited to the Combine as a defensive back.
Wow, really?
Yeah. That is what I don't understand that.
Wow.
Don't they invite cornerbacks or just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, a defensive back would be
cornerback.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just usually they call you by your actual position. He's a cornerback. So anyway, they're like, now you just you just come down here and be a defensive back. That's all.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. I'm surprised that they wouldn't allow. Well, okay. So generally, at least in high school, if you're in high school, you're playing a couple different positions, right? You're playing on offense. You're playing, your middle linebacker over and on defense, and then and on the offensive side, you're maybe a running back or something, right? But then once you kind of get to college, there still are some tweeners. There are still some I think of like a Miles Jack over at UCLA was like a Swiss Army knife over there. He was playing a lot of different positions, and he too, according to the NFL Pro Combine, did only get invited for the middle linebacker position and eventually became an all pro for the as a linebacker. So it is interesting, though. This is amongst the first times that we've had to deal with it where a viable wide receiver, a viable offensive threat, as Travis Hunter is, as he is, has been relegated to just a defensive back.
So Deion Sanders, would he go in the combine as defensive back? I mean, we didn't know he was a two-way player till later.
No,
right?
remember, Deion Sanders didn't participate in the combine outside of the 40-yard dash because he showed up in all business suit, and then he said, "You know what? I'll still run that 40-yard dash in business shoes," and then the rest is history.
It's good. That's right. I remember now. Okay. Travis Hunter will be there as a defensive back. It's almost like they're deciding his future for him. But that said, yeah, teams know what they're looking at. They know what he did in college. And then, like you said, they might put him in some little trick plays or some important moments, throw him in there on the offense. But seems like his future is being pushed into the defensive category.
My question is, though, is that the combine, he's going to still get a lot. He's obviously going to get all of the generic testing that is the 40-yard dash, that is the jumping, that is all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so in his position-specific group testing, he will still be catching the ball, obviously, from a different perspective, from the defensive back perspective, as opposed to a wide receiver, so, a quarterback throwing him the ball with the intent to throw and run routes. That will be the one thing that he doesn't get to showcase here that I'm sure that I'm absolutely positive that he will showcase on his pro day will be running routes. So that's really, to my understanding, the only thing that he's really being taken away from a wide receiver specific. So I don't think it's 100% limiting. It is interesting that they're not allowing him to participate in both, though.
Well, as the defensive player of the year, he had 36 tackles. He had 11 passes defended, 4 interceptions, and but he also won the Biletnikoff Award for catching 96 passes for 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns. Which I don't know, man. I feel like even in the awards, he was a two-way player. So why not, let him? Why not let him decide? Or maybe this is him deciding. I don't really know. All I know is the NFL has said he'll be here as a defensive back.
Well, he might be classified as a defensive back, but don't you think they'll let him run routes and catch the ball too?
Not until his pro day. His pro day, they probably will.
Maybe that's it. They figure he can show everybody what he's got on his pro day, but for the combine, we want to see him as this.
The NFL Combine has always been a little restrictive, and it's just kind of designed that way, right? It's supposed to make everybody on the same field look the same. You're wearing the same uniform, yada, 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 and it's supposed to be peer-to-peer competition right there. Everybody's in their underwear just doing push-ups and yada, yada. So it is restrictive. I don't think that this truly, especially for somebody that is that highly touted, that has that high of a pedigree, I don't think it's going to tremendously limit him from the high side of his potential. If you're drafting him, then you know what you're getting. You know that you're getting a two-way player. The combine is not going to be what, or the lack thereof will not be what decides a no for you.
Well, I guess we'll figure out what is possible when we see the combine. And then, of course, the draft April 24th. And, we'll put together some sort of a draft show. I don't know. Ralph seems like he's all hyped about
Ralph is gung-ho, man. He's saying like a 12-hour coverage. We'll do camping out. There will be a barbecue.
Yeah,
Ralph says that he'll be handing out socks.
Jeffrey, I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I'm
saying that there will be camping equipment.
Getting my hair done.
I don't think we can have Ralph on the show anymore when we have candidates.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
He was pretty hard on a couple of these guys.
I think he's just the fourth dimension personified.
No. I don't know. I just wanted to give him some Midol that day. You know what I mean?
Midol.
The Jet says, I was at Fry's about 30 minutes ago, and there were 9 of us guys in the Valentine's Day card section, all trying to pick out the right card for our missus.
Did you guys see this? Recently, Hallmark has released a new section in the Valentine's Day cards. And so normally it's like for dad, for wife, for sister, for dead husband, yada, yada, yada. The new one is work wife and work husband.
No, that's cheating.
That's cheating. Like, first of all, you barely remember to get a card anyways. But it's like this lovey-dovey thing. It's for the person who makes my work life so much easier and yada, yada. I'm like, who approved that, first of all? And how much are you charging in order to get any profit? Because anybody buying that is just completely unaware.
Yeah, no, that is called cheating. Work, you don't have a work wife. You have a co-worker. You have a husband. You have a wife. The person at work, yeah, that's no, that's cheating. That is on the way to cheating. Listen. Be friendly with the people at work, great. But we start calling them work wife or husband. It's like no.
Oh,
That's
Randy,
too much.
Randy, would you consider Jeffrey your work husband?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We're banging each other there, though. That's fine.
Yeah.
The Jet says if you're banging your coworker, you should get him a Valentine's Day card. Gee whiz.
That's the least you can do.
It's the least you can do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something to make them feel special.
Well, here's the most you can do if you got dumped before Valentine's Day. The other day, Tuesday, I think it was, whichever day it was where people most likely get dumped so that you don't have to be with somebody you don't want to be with on the Valentine's Day.
Right.
Well, the Memphis Zoo is doing, this is a good one. You know how they like, hey, we'll name a roach after your ex. We'll name that. Well, they're doing a thing at the Memphis Zoo for $10. They'll name an elephant turd after your ex.
Oh, really?
Gosh.
They said name a turd after a turd, and all the proceeds go to help the zoo. And it's not just for exes. They say it's a great gift for your annoying neighbor, overbearing mother-in-law, or that coworker who still gives you nightmares. $10, you get a digital card and a shareable video of the elephant poop hitting a pile of more elephant poop.
Wow.
There's also an option to send a sweet video of a red panda eating a grape, but nobody's doing that. The deadline is next Wednesday to get that done. I guess that's oh wait, what's today? Oh, it's too late. That's too late. Never mind. It's too late.
Never mind.
It's too late. I've been holding on to this for a while.
Elephant poop has been a common thread throughout the week for us this week.
If somebody said, "Hey, I named a turd after you," I'd be like, "I'm blocking you because we broke up." Why do I care? That's the thing. If you're like naming, you're not over them yet. If you're naming turds or roaches or this or that after an ex, I feel like you're the one with the problem.
They're still taking up space in your brain,
living rent free in your head.
Now, if it's the neighbor, that one I can agree with. That one deserves a nice little card. I can agree with that one.
Yeah, you send that to your neighbor, then things escalate. No, I don't think there's any good reason to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find peace within yourself. You get zen.
Mm.
Average Joe says, oh, he didn't say anything. Oh, he says the Humane Society, spay or neuter your ex by February 14th, and will name a feral cat after them before sterilization.
Wow.
So you give them some money to sterilize a feral cat, and they'll name that cat after your ex.
That's sad.
Are there that many people who are just not over it?
Oh, my God. Jeffrey, you've been out of the dating scene for far too long.
I think, thank God for that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like come back, but my God, it is some torturous waters out there, my guy.
No, if my wife dumps me, I'm just, like I said, Randy and I we're gonna retire together, sitting on the porch in our radio rocking chairs.
Yep,
sipping some lemonade,
talking crap about the people walking by.
Yep, that's exactly right.
You know what we're going to be, Randy?
What?
Statler and Waldorf. That's what we're going to be.
Yep, that's us.
Bullseye says, yeah, Ralph was pretty harsh on them new guys. He was acting like he was making the hiring decision, wasn't he? Well, thank goodness that's not the case, or else we'd have a bunch of Lakers and Dodgers homers around like Neil. It's a good point. No.
Yeah.
Moldy Tuna Fish says, my work wife is my left hand. Different from the right hand that I get at home.
Oh, no.
That shouldn't be happening at work. I don't feel like I probably need to say that. Voice one says, if things go right, you don't want to be pulling out okay, I'm not reading that. So you're going to say,
a good
Phil?
Choice. That's a good choice.
You were going to say something, Phil? Anything better than what he said?
No, it just is that where the analogy one hand washes the other comes from.
Oh, Phil. Grinding halt.
Moving on. I feel like John Oliver all of a sudden. I keep having to say, moving on. Steelers, the Steelers, I couldn't believe this when I saw this. The Steelers have called the Jaguars about Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
No kidding. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been making some inquiries about a trade. And that
why does that surprise you, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I get it. Mike Tomlin probably thinks he can do something with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. That would be by far the best quarterback he's ever had access to, or at least the most potential.
And I don't care about the Jaguars, and I don't care about the Steelers. So yeah, okay, knock yourselves out, do it. But I was just surprised.
Yeah, look, Trevor Lawrence is stuck in the muck and the mire of Jacksonville Jaguar land. I mean, that is where quarterbacks, offenses go to die. They've had tremendous defenses over there, and that can certainly thrive. But offense is certainly nothing that the Jacksonville Jaguars have ever been ascribed to. This Pittsburgh Steelers, all they need is just that is a place that if you are a competent quarterback, and lest we forget, Trevor Lawrence was seen as a generational talent, the best since Andrew Luck, since Peyton Manning, at least coming into the draft. He has a lot of promise. Now, he hasn't proven a lot, but again, remember that he got saddled with Urban Meyer and all that was. Doug Peterson should have been the one, and then now he's got Cohen, which, whatever, we can talk about that later. I am curious. I'm curious to see whether or not Trevor Lawrence can get it done this year, but as far as if you're Trevor Lawrence, I think that it's a much better move for you. You would much rather be in Pittsburgh than Jacksonville.
What are the Steelers going to give the Jaguars?
Rumor has it, obviously a first. You would assume that, and maybe a second this year, probably next year, just to make sure that you have some draft capital going into this year.
Still going to trigger a $30 million dead money charge on the Jaguars, although it does send the balance of the contract that way. But I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong. The Jaguars, I think, will still need a quarterback.
Well, not this year. Not going into this year. They will go full force still with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence will get one more year with no question about who is the starter. The Steelers, all the questions in the world. I mean,
I know, but if the Steelers, if they trade, what are the Jaguars going to do about a quarterback?
Oh, well, then maybe they'll go Steelers a second-hand quarterback. They could be the ones on Justin Fields.
Let me look. The Jaguars have the number 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah, they also, there's rumors about Derek Carr with the Saints. Maybe Derek Carr goes down to Jacksonville. There's different ways that they can float. Obviously, with a 30
wild speculation on your part. I mean, the Steelers have to have, some sort of. I get it what they want, but the Jaguars have no plan outside of this, other than they think they're going to draft somebody. There's only one functional quarterback in that draft that you're like, okay, this is a sure deal. The rest, it's a crapshoot. So you're right. I mean, the Jaguars would have to have tabs on some starting quarterback that they can get in there for next year, unless it's like, well, just whatever, best of what's left, and we'll get the first pick next year.
But Jeffrey, when have they ever had a plan? It's every time they just seem to just throw stuff at the wall, hoping it'll stick. And the best chance that they had was this past year. And my goodness, it reverse role flipped, and just the carnage. We're still feeling the effects of it. The fact that they are number 5 overall in the draft is just
okay, Randy,
morally reprehensible.
What Phil is saying right now is Jaguars is dumb as hell.
Well, maybe, yeah.
I think that was pretty good translation there.
Pretty good, yeah.
So
I don't know that you say the Steelers have the 5th overall pick.
No,
Jaguars do.
Jaguars do. And the Steelers are what I see here. They're picking 21st overall.
Right. So if the Jaguars give up Trevor Lawrence for that first round pick, and I don't know, send him Pickett. They don't have a contract on Russ Wilson.
No, Pickett is with the Eagles.
He just won a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Who is all still with
Steelers? They got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, both of whom are not under contract.
Justin Fields. And
I thought they were both free agents.
They are. So you can't trade it.
Yeah, you can't.
Look, Jeffrey, the Steelers don't need to give up a quarterback. This isn't the NBA where you need to have something to replace.
No, but the Jaguars need something to replace that.
Yeah, well, possibly. I mean, they could be the Sam Darnold sweepstakes winners. Like just because you
could be.
Okay.
You need a better plan than this.
One would hope, one would think so, certainly. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they are going, is into territory unknown. And why they would do this, why they would even think about doing this, they're not. They're publicly saying
dumb
that
as
they're not.
hell.
They are dumb as hell, as well as that quarterback contract. While in a year or two, it'll be like a value. Right now, that is a big contract to have on your books that really restricts your ability to improve a Jacksonville Jaguars team that already has a number 5 overall pick worthy team that is going nowhere.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, that was a huge surprise to see the Steelers talking about trying to grab Trevor Lawrence up there. Brooks Koepka says, Keon? No, he was never really much of a quarterback. He was, he was more of like, say, a defensive back.
Yeah, he struck me as a defensive back.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. Let's come back. We'll talk some more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sun Devil men's and women's basketball are ready for a Big 12 showdown. Jihad at the left elbow bounces to Clayton. It's cutting on the left baseline for a slam dunk. Catch Sun Devil men's and women's basketball for a hoops doubleheader Saturday, February 15th, when the Sun Devil women play host to Utah at 2 p.m., followed by the Sun Devil men's basketball team at 6 p.m. when they take on the TCU Horned Frogs. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
Thursday night, Grand Canyon takes on Tarleton State. Live from Stephenville, Texas, Wisdom Gym. Tip time is 6 p.m.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic on the 8th anniversary of this very radio station, 1580 The Fanatic. Went on the air live early in the morning in 2017, and we've been going strong ever since. And part of the Fanatics history has been GCU. I think you guys have been with us the entire time. We have Michael Potter, voice of the Mighty Lopes, with us right now. Am I right? You guys have been with us the entire stretch.
Yeah, I didn't realize 8 years. Yeah, you guys have been a good partner with us ever since we got rolling, man. Ever since you guys got rolling. It's been fantastic on the Fanatic.
We grew up together.
Well,
So I don't know about grow up, but the Mighty Lopes of GCU are taking on Fran Tarkenton State tonight. You guys are
no, Jeffrey.
What?
No. It's not Fran Tarkenton State. Tarleton.
Tater Tot State.
No, it's Tarleton.
How do you pronounce it, Potter? You're the official play-by-play guy.
You had it right, Fran Tarkenton State.
See, Randy?
It's official.
So
wow, way to run over me with the bus, Potter. Thanks.
It's Tarleton State is the name of the university. The Texans.
All right. So you're playing the Texans, and Grand Canyon University has had a few bumps in the road along the way this season, and it seemed like they got it all smoothed out pretty well, and then they hit CBU over the weekend. Why don't you give us a little, state of the union on what the deal is with GCU this year?
Yeah, it's interesting to say. It's hard to say that your season isn't as good as you expected when we had a 5-game win streak, a 6-game win streak. We're sitting at 7-2, number 2 in the conference. So being a number 1 or 2 seed is the number one thing here going into the tournament because you get a day off after your first game. But they put themselves in a really tough position to win the regular season title because Utah Valley has still only lost 1 game. They split with GCU, but they're 1 game ahead right now after, as you called it, that kind of hiccup against California Baptist. And the 2 losses in conference, we just have not played well at all. So if they come to play, they should be able to beat anybody in the conference. If they don't come to play, we saw what happened.
So what do you think it boils down to? Has it been injury? Has it been just chemistry? Is it just, Bryce Drew is just one of the best coaches in the game, period. So we're trying to figure out what's the hiccup here.
Yeah, I think chemistry is probably the thing. The guys all like each other. They all get along. There are times on the court where they just don't communicate. Coach Drew said that after the CBU game, where there's just not a lot of communication, not a lot of togetherness. And, when you play individual, we got some great individual players. But CBU and Utah Valley, when we lost to them, they had a really good game plan. They executed well, and they played as a team, and they just beat us. So I would say the biggest thing is just coming together as a team and communicating. Jacoby Coles is a huge part of that, the transfer from TCU, and he was under the weather and didn't get to play a ton in that CBU game, only played about 20 minutes and was really not as effective in the second half, and that hurt him quite a bit too.
So Tyon Grant Foster, he's the man, he's the star, but when he's been out, what players have you seen like stepping up where you're like, hey, wow, this guy's really making a difference here. This is a guy to watch.
Yeah, our 2 bigs, Duke Brennan, 6'10" junior, came over from ASU. He's got 6 double-doubles in 9 WAC games. And then Jacoby Coles, who transferred over from TCU. Jacoby just went over 1,000 points in his career, the 6'8" senior. And he's a very nice player as well, shooting over 52% from the floor. And so those 2 guys, when we were in that 6-game win streak after Utah Valley, those guys played fantastic, big inside. And then, yeah, when Tyon's not in there, Ray Harrison needs to step up. He's been a little up and down, but we know he can do it. The guy scored over 2,200 points in his career and over 1,300, at GCU. And then I think, Colin Moore has been a little rocky up and down. Luke War played well early. His shot wasn't working. We got Makai Williams, who was a reigning WAC freshman of the year from UT Arlington last year. And he's been very good, except for that CBU game. He's been very good since coming into the starting role.
I just realized something. This is the last year for GCU in the WAC, isn't it? This is it. And then you guys are moving to what's the other place? What are you moving to?
We're moving to the Mountain West Conference.
That's right. That's
right.
Right.
Hopefully next year. It's not officially next year yet. We have to wait on a vote after the season ends, but more than likely it'll be next year. But yeah, this is definitely our last year in the Western Athletic Conference. So last trip to Wisdom Gym. It is a gym. It's not an arena here at Tarleton State, and they're building a huge state-of-the-art arena. We're not going to get to see it, though, because they're staying in the WAC, and we're moving to the Mountain West.
When you say gym, it has like a high school basketball feel. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You nailed it precisely.
So tonight, we'll see the Grand Canyon Lopes taking on Tarleton State Texans. That broadcast will start here in just about 12 minutes. We'll step aside for Michael Potter and the GCU play-by-play call. And listen, this is going to be a fun game tonight, right?
It should be a good one. Tarleton State, I mean, everybody loves to play the Lopes. You know, when we came into the conference, it was New Mexico State. Everybody wanted to beat them. They were the top dog. We're the top dog now. You know, I mean, Bryce has been to, 4 in the last 5 years. He's been gone to the tournament, won some games. So everybody wants to beat us. They'll be up for this one. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, listen, we'll let you get back to your preparations and stuff. And we will be excited to hear the game on the 8th anniversary of 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Jeffrey, my favorite thing in the 8 years was Weatherman Randy. Did we get rid of that? Is that no longer a thing?
No, he did some weather earlier. Would you like a weather forecast right now to kind of give you an idea of what to look forward to? I mean, Randy, I've been yelling at him to stop doing the weather other places, but I bet he could probably throw in a temperature for wherever the heck Tarleton is.
Fran Tarkenton State.
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton. Randy, you want to give Michael Potter a weather report?
Yeah, I can do that from the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center. The chief meteorologist, Randy White. 65 currently under cloudy conditions with a chance of rain coming up tonight. Yeah, you heard me say it. That 4-letter word that we haven't heard too much about, rain. Currently at 25 miles visibility, the humidity at 36%. The barometric pressure is at 30 and 01, and it's currently holding steady. Sunset tonight at 6:12, and currently at Speedway, Indiana, it's 22 degrees. It's 65 here in the valley under mostly cloudy conditions. This has been the Randy White, chief meteorologist for 1580 The Fanatic. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
I told you don't do anything for like out of Phoenix, and then if Potter wants to hear this, and you didn't give him the temperature where he is.
Stephenville, Texas.
Stephenville, Texas.
It's close to Speedway, Indiana. Kind of.
Stephenville.
I'm just happy that the barometric pressure is holding.
Do you got a jacket on, Potter? That would give us an idea of maybe what the temperature is there.
Yeah, it's a little windy and about 28 degrees this morning. We got up to about 41, 43.
So currently, it's 43 degrees in Stephenville, Texas. Windy conditions and clear skies.
Crushed it. Thank you so much. I've missed that. Thank you, Randall.
You're welcome, Potter. Anytime.
A lot of people don't realize that Randy and I were at a station 30 years ago with Michael Potter.
That's right. That's right. We were there, and you guys have progressed, and I had to leave and go sell insurance and do play-by-play. I couldn't hack it in the day-to-day world, the high-stakes world of radio.
We appreciate how you say it with a straight face in regards to the Daily Blender has progressed. But okay, Potter, have a great call. We'll hear you here in just about 10 minutes. Thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, Michael Potter in GCU with the call for the basketball game here in just a little bit against Tarkenton, Fran Tarkenton, Tartar Sauce State. I don't know who the hell they are.
Tarleton
like
State.
That. I don't know. I try not to get involved.
No,
sorry, Moist One. I purposely, accidentally didn't tell him any of your texts. Moist One was texting like wild during that segment. He's like, I can't read you most of it, but at the end he says, "Tell him I love him." I am not telling Michael Potter that you love him. Hefty Lefty says, "Charlatan State." Ooh,
no,
risque.
Tarleton State.
Brooks Koepka says, "Keon."
No.
Yeah, sorry, Brooks Koepka. Keon has moved on. He's moved on to other things. And
sorry, Brooksy.
We're working on finding a new guy now. Trust me. We have scientists working around the clock to figure this national crisis out.
4 out of 5 doctors are working on this right now.
Oh, by the way, this is huge news. The Jets have announced they're moving on from Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we knew.
I know we knew, but they have just announced it.
Yeah,
because they didn't realize that little bald guy on the Fox pregame told everybody. Woody Johnson's like, "Oh, we have to announce this," and so they did. They actually did announce it officially that they're moving on.
Well, I think they actually contacted Rodgers today, and they said they're moving on.
We wish him nothing but the best. We thank him for everything he's
done. They told him
done.
that when they saw him last week.
I don't think they actually said it. They just said, if we sign you, we don't want you on the Pat McAfee
show.
No.
They told him that, and he's like, I ain't gonna stop doing that. And they said, well, then to hell with you. They already had that conversation. He flew back knowing he wasn't going to. It's just the Jets were in a delusion that nobody knew yet.
Yeah, no, it was publicly acknowledging and publicly stating. So that's the step that we took. Because maybe they could have tried to publicly state, like the insiders are wrong and we're perfectly happy with Aaron Rodgers. But hey, if anybody wants to trade for Aaron Rodgers,
maybe Terrence Randall in marketing didn't know.
Nobody's trading. There ain't no trade.
No, I didn't say trade. I said maybe Terrence Randall in marketing.
Hope can spring eternal, Jeffrey.
Phil's at it. That's futile. Absolutely futile. So yes, it's now it's officially official, and I'm sure there's a huge line right there to the hey, can we get Aaron Rodgers
down the block? Just
I don't think so.
Fellow team owners and everybody saying,
let's do a blender bet here. Over under. What happens? Does he retire? Or does he play another year or two?
See, this is the thing. He's hard to gauge because there's a lot of ego there. And then there's a lot of him trying to act like he doesn't have an ego and he tries to be zen, but then he's a diva. He is just a mess of a human being. So it depends just on the moment, doesn't it? Yeah. Where he's going to have opportunities. Some team is quarterback desperate enough where like, we can't win any games. Let's just get Aaron Rodgers. We might sell some tickets, but yeah, I mean, that depends on where his ego is at that moment. If it's in check, he will play again with a lesser team. But if his ego is in full effect, no, he's done. He'll have to not play again.
I think his best two options right now that we know that he could take, or at least are available to him, at least in that they don't have a entrenched quarterback starter, would be either Pittsburgh or Minnesota. Let's assume that they go other ways, which they probably would, right? Then his next best bet is nowhere else that's available right now. It's probably to wait until there's a quarterback injury. We don't want that, but look at that.
That's how Cam Newton never played again, except for once.
Exactly. So the 49ers, Brock Purdy's had a lot of shoulder issues and they haven't committed to him as of yet. We'll see this offseason. They said that they've been working on something.
They're going to take care of him.
So, but if Aaron Rodgers wants to play important football, then I think that a place like that, maybe a place like the Chargers over there, some place that doesn't look to pass and just needs to run to start off the offense. So if Justin Herbert gets injured in the middle of the season, somewhere that he could step in and keep them afloat for the playoffs, either until the quarterback comes back or they're already in the playoffs and they need to maximize the team. So that would be my guess. That is the best place because I don't see him on a Las Vegas Raiders. I don't see him on a Tennessee Titans.
Does he play this upcoming year or not?
If I had to guess, if you said I had to put the entire Phil estate, which is not much, it's a two bag of Cheetos, and that's all it is. If I had to place it all,
and some
I stole one of your bags of Cheetos.
Oh well, there we go. One bag of Cheetos left over. It's extra crunchy. Then I'd guess no.
All right.
Given how temperamental he is,
you're saying retire.
He's
saying
41,
retire.
so
all right,
it's not out of the
Jeffrey?
question.
I don't know. It depends on which way is the wind blowing and who's desperate for a quarterback. I don't think he's a mid-season replacement type. If he doesn't play starter from day one, he ain't coming. He ain't showing up. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't showed up for training camp in years. I mean, he probably keeps in some shape.
Ooh. Here's what I say, and this is the greatest trade of all time. And Mike Tomlin, the brilliant Mike Tomlin, pulls this off. What he does is he hires Gardner Minshew to be a number 2 quarterback. He hires Aaron Rodgers to be the single number 1 quarterback. Then trades both Minshew, an American treasure, and Aaron Rodgers to Jacksonville in return for Trevor Lawrence and his contract. It's the greatest NFL trade of all time.
Yeah, that's never happened. That's just not. Tuck says, my sources are telling me that the Colts are very interested in Aaron Rodgers. Jeffrey, your thoughts?
Sources
they're all
close
profane.
To the inside, yeah.
They're profane, Tuck.
I could tell you a 2-word response to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, I wanted to do on this day in sports history, but we ran out of time, which is okay. You know why? like a bunch of stuff on this dead guys. Back in the year 1970, after his 27th birthday, Paul Edmondson and his girlfriend died in a car accident. Oh, in 1964, at the age of 22, Chicago Cubs second baseman Ken Hubbs died when he crashed his plane in Utah.
Oh,
Jesus, George, I can't do this. That's dark, man. All right, guys, GCU is up next, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Make extra money daily from your sports betting? Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here. You know, I'm always about finding ways to